Meteorologist Ron Alberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
All right, you know what day it is?
That's part of my job here as host, is to tell you what day of the week it is.
Today is National Pickle Day. Today is National Pickle Day.
I love pickles.
I want pickles.
It's pickles.
It's a pickle, I'm telling you.
Yep, I love it.
You had me at pickle.
Boom! Big reveal. I'm Pickle Rick.
Happy National Pickle Day.
Showtime.
And good morning to you. It is Showtime Morning Show this morning, broadcasting from the End of the Mountain God studio, powered by our buddies down at Carlsbad Chevy. Text line 877-396-W105, being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Find them at amigo-machinery.com for more information. Question of the day, being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply. Not just, they're your Napa dealer, not just the auto parts store. They have a lot of information they can hand off to you. Find them today, the good guys at Napa and Lovington. And if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, Twitch, the list, Facebook, if I didn't mention them, being brought to you by Desert Sands Water Well. Desert Sands Water Well. You can go to desertsandnm.com for more information. When you talk to them, make sure and tell them, hey, I heard about you guys on Being the Breakfast Club. You're going to save 10%. That could add up to a ton of money if it's, you're getting a brand new water well. Make sure and drop Being the Breakfast Club, and it'll save you a ton of money. Check them out today, desertsandsnm.com for more information. Will Rooney is with us today. How are you doing, Will?
I'm good, B. How's it going?
Another day, another 55 cent. Did get in my nap this afternoon, so if I pull a Tom A, that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had just nodded off.
So with the time difference, it's what?
Yeah.
Evening in the Philippines?
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock right now, 9 p.m.
Wow.
So I was trying to take my little cat nap and just fell asleep, and daughter's iPad went off. And once I'm up, I'm up. I am not Filipino. They'll fall asleep anywhere, and my wife can wake up and go back to sleep. I'm not wired that way. I know you are, Tom.
Actually,
I know right now.
I was telling Blake earlier that I actually went to sleep at 9 o'clock last night and got up at 3 o'clock this morning. I don't ever go to sleep that late. I mean, that early.
That's 6 full hours.
What's that be?
And did.
I didn't hear you.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, what did you do?
Well, I started watching the news.
So now you can tell us what's going on. Okay, go ahead. Give us a headline of what's going on.
Well, it'll be a huge pro-Israeli march in Washington, D.C. this morning. And that'll start, at 9 o'clock Eastern time. That's going to be.
I thought that was Saturday.
No, it's today. This was in D.C., so that's going to be huge. And, of course, everybody's preparing for the meeting with Biden and the Chinese president tomorrow. I don't know what they'll talk about. I don't know.
Well, he'll sell our soul.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he's going to talk about, okay, how much money am I going to get now?
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. Moody's on Friday, and very quietly, nobody had this story. I'm going to be honest. I look at Blake. Did you see it?
For which story? The G?
About Moody's cutting our credit rating again.
No, but I think we were talking about that earlier. And,
we were talking about it, but the crazy thing is, I didn't hear about it.
No,
And
Very
then
quiet.
this morning it was in an op-ed that somebody wrote, and I went, well, when did this happen? Friday. Moody's cut the outlook on U.S. credit rating to a negative, to a negative from a stable. So the economy is so good, Biden is doing an awesome job that we went from a A+ rating to a stable rating, now to a negative rating.
Oh, that hurt.
Can't get much better than that.
And I don't, me and you were talking out there. I don't blame Moody's and all these other guys for looking bad at us, because we look like we look bad. We look bad. And here we go again, 4 days away from another government shutdown. And I will say this, Johnson is in the same shape that McCarthy was in. And not only that, they voted yesterday, when it comes to Mayorkas, not to impeach Mayorkas. And the investigation against Trump, Johnson said we're going to put it on hold for a little bit.
Okay, so wait a minute. So Mayorkas is off the hook. Trump is still a possibility. He's not just shutting that down altogether. Whoa.
Now you see why I decided to leave the Republican Party. Because I got this feeling that we are no better than the Democrats. We're part of the swamp. There are a lot of Republicans that are just part of the swamp. And I think every day more and more people wake up and have that same feeling. That's why independents are now the fastest growing. It's not a party, but the fastest growing, what would that call it? It's not a political party.
Well, voters.
Yeah. So independent is very, very strong. And we've been hearing about, we got this coming down against Biden, and they get to nothing burger again. Tells me you ain't got nothing. Because if you have something, maybe you would have, that's just me. If you got it, show your damn cards. You're a poker player. Let's go. Show the cards. Let's go. International Girls Day. Loosen up and lighten up. National American Teddy Bear Day going on. National Family PJ Day. National Pickle Day. Seatbelt Day. Spicy Guacamole Day.
Yeah, buddy.
National. Don't act like they had spicy in there. You ain't eating nothing spicy.
No, that was me, B. That was me.
Yeah, that's what. Okay,
that was Blake, man.
I love guacamole.
B won't eat it because he hates avocados. Tom won't eat it because if it has even a hint of spice, he's like, "Oh, it's too spicy." He's like that about paprika. I'm just like, dude, get the hell out of here.
I make guacamole and put it on almost everything.
There you
go.
Yeah,
I'm not a big guacamole. I can't, and I'm going to be honest, I can't get past the green. It looks like baby poop. I just can't get past.
I get that.
I just can't get past it. There's several things that I won't eat. I'm not a big mango guy, and which is crazy because the mangoes are falling. Yeah, the mangoes are falling off the trees right now in the Philippines. So I could eat as many mangoes as I would want, and don't really care for mangoes. And I was talking to the grandkids today, and we had coconuts in the garage, and they were like, "What are those green things? Those are coconuts." Coconuts are brown. No, they're actually green. They're actually green. When you cut them open, inside is the hard brown shell.
The milk and everything else with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what the why we got them. The wife likes to drink the coconut milk or water, whatever you want to call it. Operating Room Nurses Day and Spirit National Speakers Day going on. And Tom, this one's for you.
Yep.
World Diabetes Day.
Yep.
Happening all day today. Just for you.
Out of that whole list, B, I just want to say, can we get rid of the everybody wear pajamas day? I mean,
Yeah.
because these kids wearing it when they go out and everything, that's just, it just gets on my nerves.
Wear your pajamas to work to school day.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of going to Walmart and seeing people in pajamas and fluffy slippers.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to wear a halter top and some Daisy Dukes, I would be good with that. But something about I know it's hypocritical, but yeah, I'm not a big fan. Really, really not a big fan of the pajamas going out in public for whatever reason. But live your life whatever way you want it. All right, check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry. Check them out today. One stop for all your laundry. They can do dry cleaning. They can press your clothes, starch your clothes. They can also wash, dry, and fold all your clothes. And you pick it up, everything is ready to go. If you want to do it yourself, they have coin-operated machines, and you can handle all that yourself. Find them today, 2 locations in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee in Carlsbad and 604 West Church Street, Carlsbad, and Loving at 406 West Cedar. Check them out today, North Star Laundry. Fog again this morning, so if you're going to be driving this morning, you might want to leave a little bit early. Slow down and be safe. We had an accident yesterday, so please slow down. 60 for the high today, 43 tonight. More fog tonight, and then foggy conditions tomorrow morning, warming up to 67. And if you could believe it, we're back in the 70s by Thursday. Check of the weather being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill in Lovington, family owned and operated. They've got over 30 years experience in the working in meat markets. And if you're looking for special cuts of meats, they can handle that for you. You tell them, hey, you want a ribeye that's 2 inches thick? Not a problem. They can accommodate that. You like your pork chops thick? I like them thin. So they can do all these specialty cuts for you. They also of course, have great hamburger patties, and they can take care of all of that for you. So they also have a variety of frozen and ready-to-go hamburger patties, and they have daily lunch specials that go on every day. You can dine in or you can pick up. Find out more information by stopping in to 1422 South Main in Lovington or 575-739-7778. They also do daily meat specials and, like I said, daily lunches. Find out more information. Tom says his favorite thing about going in there, it's like a buffet.
Yes.
They have smoked meats, and he can go in there and say, give me 6 ribs and whatever.
That's what I got yesterday, 6 ribs.
So go check them out today, 1422 South Main in Lovington, Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. They would love for you to go in there. All right, still to come, we're going to get informed about electric vehicles. Biden unfreezing some money for Iran. Really? Carrie Jean-Pierre talks about crime after the granddaughter, Biden's granddaughter, was scared to death as Secret Service shot at somebody that was trying to steal one of the Secret Service's, one of the SUVs.
Wow.
How bad is it when crackheads are trying to steal a government-owned SUV? You know you're in D.C. Every black SUV belongs to the government.
Yep.
And they're trying to steal a government SUV. That's fairly bad.
Well,
that
even
really
if for some reason, somehow, you get away with it, you know it's low jack to the hills. So that they're going to track that thing right down, and they're just going to come down and scoop you up.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is kind of crazy that you would, that you would think you could get away with something like that. That's just nuts. But people are crazy. All right, we got the tweet of the day. As soon as I get it up on the computer, for whatever reason, my computer restarted. So I'll take care of that. Tim Scott unexpectedly announced he's suspending his presidential campaign. He's done, which makes sense because he had no chance of being president. On the scale of 1 to Chris Christie, I think he was a solid 7.
Ooh.
Nikki Haley will be the only South Carolinian that will be running for president. And look, she's super reliable because, you can always talk to her on tech support. Oh, wait, that's the other Indian lady. I digress. U.S. regulators recently announced that there is a new version of the popular diabetes treatment. Help me with this one, Will. Is it Mounjaro?
Yes, that's the name of the
Mounjaro.
Mounjaro.
Yeah.
So you get it, John?
Well, it's also a weight loss pill too, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a diabetes drug.
Yeah.
But it kind of works like the other one.
Yes.
That it will help you lose weight.
Yep.
I have
a lot of people.
I have a reporter at the paper who's taking that.
How's it work?
Really?
Yeah. He's lost like almost 90 pounds, I think.
Get out. How long has he been on that medicine?
Yeah, he's still he went from like 490 down to like right around 400.
Dang. Good for him.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Next time I go to my doctor, I gotta request that.
So
I mean, and here's the deal. I mean, exercise and eating right is for chumps. I mean, what's the other drug?
If you do it all together, you eat better, you exercise, you take the proper medicine, you're going to get better.
Well,
yeah, I can now,
tell
does
you,
it make you lose your butt like the other one?
Well,
it
can have a lot of strange side effects like the other one. Like if Tom was on it, he would very quickly learn that he could never eat at Allsup's again, and he could never eat any of that stuff because it makes it come back up.
Does it really?
Oh, wow. Yeah, one of the side effects of the other drug, and I don't remember the name of that one, but there were women that lost their butt. It makes them lose a lot of weight, but it just seems like the butt goes first.
Well, and sometimes you lose it in bad places, yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden your butt is gone. It looks like you've got flat butt now. It's gone.
So I've always got a flat butt, so.
Yeah,
well, anywhere that's made up of fat,
Yeah,
gets rid of that.
Of course, guys, we get a tummy, and then all of a sudden we lose the butt because the butt goes to the front. I think that's the way that works.
Yeah, that's just the normal way. But and that's why we have so much trouble with keeping our pants up. So one of the texters asked Tom, "How many Allsup's burritos did you get yesterday?"
No, I didn't. I wasn't in there.
Oh, whatever.
No, although the last one that I ate, it's got spicy stuff in it now. I don't eat them no more.
You got one of the other ones.
It depends on which one you get.
Well, it's the regular one, and it's spicy now.
They tricked you.
So they changed the recipe.
Yeah.
Same burrito it's always been.
Whatever. You probably got one with the Hatch green chili.
That happens whenever you have a new corporation buy out another one. They change stuff, and they changed that. When Yes bought out also
like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it was 2 years ago.
The boys just got burritos last night, and I had a bite of one of theirs, and it's the same burrito it's always been.
Yeah,
well, if I eat a single bite, Tom, just so I can taste it, that's not going to hurt me. You're eating a whole one, so I don't want to hear it.
That's a little different. Did you guys see Donald Trump Jr. testifying yesterday? And Loretta James shows up, and she is smiling and smirking. And I'm just like... So I got a couple cuts from Donald Trump's attorney, and she doesn't believe it's fair that Donald Trump can't say anything. And did you know there's a gag order against her also?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
How would we know that? She talks.
Yeah, not that anybody would enforce it.
Yeah, but they believe Loretta James can say anything, but Donald Trump can't say. That's crazy. 14 years after the design and the test of flying car, the Samson Sky Switchblade had a successful first flight and is heading to market soon. It is a two-seater, street legal vehicle. It fits in the garage and can switch to flying mode in just like 3 minutes. You'll have to have a pilot's license to fly it. And the price tag, get this, only $170,000. And I mean, we say $170,000, but how much is a regular vehicle nowadays? So it's not that much, but I guess the deal is you got to have a pilot's license to fly it.
Well, what's it run on, electricity or gas?
Yes, because I want to have a vehicle that runs on electricity.
I'm going to stop in midair and
yes. Can you plug me in?
Plug it in.
Thank you, George Jetson.
Right.
Name the maid from George Jetson.
It was Alice.
The Jetson.
No, that was the Brady Bunch.
Oh.
One more try.
I think
Tom.
you might be right, though. Wasn't the robot named Alice, too?
Wasn't the robot named
No.
It was Rosie.
Oh, Rose.
Rosie.
Yeah,
Right.
Rosie. Yep. Donald Trump's only sister died yesterday.
That.
She was 86
Yeah.
years young. And prosecutors don't want Trump
judge,
trial to be televised. What's that?
Wasn't she a judge?
She was. Retired judge. Yeah.
Yeah. So prosecutors do not want the Trump trial to be televised. Jack Smith, special counsel, yesterday argued against the televising of the Trump trial. I think it's a great idea. What do you have to hide? I think it's awesome. I think it would be great. Virginia Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberg formally announced that she is going to run for governor of Virginia. She is a Democrat. Of course, right now we have a Republican, Youngkin, who is the current governor. Supreme Court announced it is going to enforce its first code of ethics. Supreme Court adopted the first code of ethics. I mean, after they were criticized about, is it okay to use government employees to push my book? Sotomayor did that. And then, of course, what was the thing they came after Clarence Thomas? There have been so many that they came after Clarence Thomas.
Sexual harassment one a few years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, way back. All right, we're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. Got the thought for the day coming up. Tweet of the day still to come. 8 Republicans joined the Democrats to kill Mayorkas's impeachment. Let me tell you who they were. Republicans voted against Marjorie Taylor Greene's resolution include Republican Ken Buck from Colorado, Darrell Issa, California. These are all the Republicans. Tom McClintock of California, Patrick McHenry of North Carolina, John DeTorte, California, Virginia Fox, North Carolina, Cliff Benz of Oregon, and Mike Turner of Ohio were the 8 Republicans that voted against impeaching Mayorkas. What do we have to
with
gain?
the exception of North Carolina and Ohio, all of those are blue states with Republicans in them. So that's not totally surprising, but by the same standpoint, why are you calling yourself a Republican?
Yeah, so 3 from California, 1 from Oregon, 2 from North Carolina, and 1 from Ohio. And so, I mean, what do we have to gain by not impeaching him? I mean, he's not doing his job. The borders are wide open.
If you want to know what they have to gain, watch their bank accounts.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could be it.
We have to hold these people accountable. Otherwise, they're just going to keep doing what they've been doing. I mean, between the DOJ and Homeland Security being weaponized against normal citizens, FBI, and then you've got Mayorkas and his failures. I mean, complete and utter. And almost to the point. I mean, it is criminal. He needs to be at least impeached.
Well, he's bankrupt our country. He has bankrupt our country with close to 8 million people unvetted coming into the country. He's bankrupt us. Now, on the lucky thing, some of those people have decided they're going home because life is not that great. Cost of living is high. And, you know, in New York City, they took them to a $10 million facility that is going to house. And they got off the bus, went inside, came outside and said, take me back. They didn't like the facility. They also said they didn't care for the food. They didn't like the facility. Get your ass out of my country. We are giving you stuff where we have veterans on the street not getting anything. Exactly. Get out of my country.
You shouldn't be here to begin with. We shouldn't be footing the bill for you.
And you're not happy with the accommodations? Go. And your country is not doing anything for you? Go. Just go. Get out of here. You don't like the accommodations? Go. We shouldn't have to pay for you anyway. Supreme Court upheld a murder conviction in 2012, first-degree murder conviction of a man that this is a deadly shooting that occurred in Roswell during a burglary at a home. It was affirmed on Monday, New Mexico Supreme Court. The Chief Justice, Sharon Bacon, and 4 other justices issued a decision to uphold the guilty verdict arrived by the jury in 2022 against Luis Jimenez, and was charged with first-degree murder, aggravated burglary with a deadly weapon, and the death of the pro from Denver City, Saul Sanchez, who was 39 years old and left behind 2 beautiful kids and a wife. And so thank God the Supreme Court upheld this. It took forever for them to get a conviction. And the reason is there were 2 people. And one guy said, well, I didn't shoot him. The other guy said, I didn't shoot him. And in New Mexico, in many states, you just charge both of them with murder. Well, in New Mexico, the court system doesn't work that way. So it took a long time to get a conviction on one of them. And so thank God they upheld that. Benny Hargrove's family settles with Albuquerque public school system, $900,000 in the result of a civil lawsuit. Of course, that is the case where the kid was killed at school. And now we have the Benny Hargrove law that's in effect, where parents can actually be charged if a kid brings a gun to school or gets his hand on a gun and does a violent deed. All right, we're going to talk about Gavin Newsom. I can't believe they're cleaning up San Francisco. You're not going to believe why, though. I'll get to that. Tom on the text quickly.
I saw that. That's funny.
All right, let's go to the phones. First, good morning. You are on B and the Breakfast Club. Who's
Good
this?
morning, guys. Yes, this is Frank. On the immigrants that are coming this way or the illegals, it's a globalist plan. You know, most of them that come over here have been pressured in their countries because remember the globalists did away with 30% of fruits and vegetables and beef and chicken in their country with 30%. Yeah, they cut 30% of all fertilizers in the world. So with less fertilizers, people cannot grow things. They cannot treat their families, their animals, their livestock. So if you go to the website, the UN website, it's called replacement migration. So in 10 years from now, they want to replace 600 million people. They want to send 600 million people to North America. That is to Europe, the United States, Canada, and it's happening as we're speaking right now. And that's their agenda. Their globalist agenda is to crater the North American That way, whenever there is a nuclear war, those countries in South America, in Asia, they're going to be almost empty. So that's where they're going to have their bunkers, because all the people are going to be over here. This is going to be a nuclear waste site at the end of the nuclear war. This is going to be a nuclear waste site, but they're going to be headed to South America, to Asia, and everything where it's safe for them. So, most of the people, it's not their fault. Most of them are also terrorists, military-age men. So there is a plan behind it, a globalist plan. And we have to stay focused on the globalist plan. I mean, it's not real far-fetched. Like yesterday, I mentioned the electric vehicles and the refrigerators that have transmitters. And Gavin Newsom in California doesn't want gasoline or diesel vehicles anymore in California. So all the produce, everything that's going to be hauled out of California is going to be going out of state. Is going to, with the transmitters, they're going to have how to track those fruits, vegetables, livestock, anything that's got GMO, and they'll know which truck took what GMO, what animal to Texas, and then that's how they're going to control everything that comes out of California. Yes, and they're going to do the same thing with other states.
I like back, the
Gavin
old
Newsom
America.
was in China. Yeah,
Right.
Gavin Newsom went to China a month ago. He didn't go to run for president of China, but he went to get his money from China. He's Pelosi's nephew. So now Xi Jinping is going to California, and they're cleaning California up for Xi Jinping and Biden. So it's a globalist agenda. Biden is just a puppet. Newsom is just a bribery puppet. He takes bribe like every other idiot administration that's running the country right now. They're all idiots, and people that voted for him, feel sorry. They feel bad for voting for Biden.
Yeah, I just like the lady. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate you. Just like the lady yesterday that she was asked, and we played the cut yesterday. Name one good thing Biden's done. Well, it's not what he's done. He's got great character. No, give me one good thing that Biden has done. And the whole idea about electric cars is a boondoggle. It is. I got this cut coming up. Tweet of the day being brought to you by today, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd, and Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. They have everything for the farm and ranch. If you're living or working on a farm and need supplies, they are your Purina feed dealer, certified. And if you need anything to do with pumps or cattle guards, you name it, they've got everything. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply at 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. Listen to this. And Will and Blake, I want you to tell me if you think that this is correct, because I'm a little skeptical, but if it's true, this is frightening. So listen to it about how much it takes to charge an electric car.
I am just doing a quick little video here just to give people an idea of how much energy it takes to charge an electric vehicle. I'm at Electrify America. This is a 350 kilowatt station. I'm consuming roughly 137 kilowatts. It'll fluctuate. Sometimes I can go up to the full 350. But to put this into perspective, an average home consumes 1.25 kilowatts per hour. 135 kilowatts per hour, it's like the equivalent of 106 homes on the grid, just this one station. Now, if I was going to get the full 350 kilowatts like these can supply, that would be the equivalent of 280 homes. Now think about all 6 chargers running at full capacity. That's like 1,080 homes on the grid. Just a little food for thought. It's things people don't realize, the amount of energy it takes to fast charge these batteries. It's a huge amount of electricity, and now you understand why the electric companies can't even supply that much power to one spot. It's like, think of 1,600 homes and how.
So I had no idea that those charging stations made that much noise.
Yeah, they make noise, but that's about right for those fast charging stations. Yeah, because at my cabin where I have solar, for our electricity, I only have 7.4 kilowatts. That's all I have at my cabin.
And
I can't charge a car there.
Yeah, you think that they're trying to move to these electric cars, which are unsustainable from just that point of view only, from just electric. And that's with electric plants that are being powered by natural gas and petroleum. Now imagine they move everything to wind and solar where there's not as much output, and then they're going to try to do electric cars too. It's not possible. And at some point, the rug's going to get pulled out from underneath the Democrats, and they're going to realize, and everybody's going to rush back to petrol.
And they're going to have to crawfish.
Yeah.
And I think some of them are already crawfishing because they understand that the grid will not, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And look, I have looked at doing solar at my house here in the Philippines. I need 20 kilowatts. 20 kilowatts is a lot. I need a lot of panels. Now that's to keep me up to, running air conditions and the whole works. But 20 kilowatts. How many do you have? You got
7.4.
7.
Yeah. Well, you got to consider too, a place in the mountains. You're not having to worry about air conditioning quite as much.
Right. No, I don't, and I don't have to worry about heat because we use wood.
Right.
So, that runs everything else I need. That'll run my router and computer and all that stuff.
That way you're off the grid. All right, 642 price oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They are not hiring right now. They filled every position they had in New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas. And the reason is they're a great place to go to work. They offer top pay, and they also offer great benefits, one of the best benefit packages in the industry. When they are hiring, I promise I will let you know about it. Go check them out at greatoilfieldjobs.com, equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer, and they are not hiring right now. Tom?
West Texas Intermediate, $78.14. The price of Brent crude, $82.34, and natural gas at $3.21.
All right, thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, boom or bust. They are there for you, delivering, out in the oil patch, on-road or off-road, diesel, unleaded, DEF value, interstate batteries. Go to the website, wakefieldoil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, if the Wi-Fi goes down for 5 minutes, try talking to your family. They might be nice people. It's my thought for the day this morning. Is Biden going to unfreeze another $10 billion for Iran? Iran, the people that are funding Hamas, why would we? So listen to the question. They kind of walked it back. Here's the question, and Jake Sullivan tries to answer it at the White House yesterday.
Speculations on social media that U.S. is about to issue a new waiver on Iran that will allow Iran to access $10 billion. Why, when, how? Anything you can tell us?
I think you certainly shouldn't expect me to comment on speculation on social media, and I will decline to do so. Go ahead, and then we'll wrap it up.
Is it true, though?
I think I just...
Well, and he didn't deny it. To me, if it's not true, you just say absolutely without a doubt no.
Well, and if you remember yesterday on the little list that I put together of the things that Biden has built back better, Iran was on there.
Yep, you're right. All right, Gavin Newsom cleaning up San Francisco because the dictators are coming, but he won't clean it up for the voters. He'll only clean it up for the dictators. Hey, we're going to move all the drug addicts out. We're going to get rid of the homeless. It's something that needs to be done. Hypodermic needles will be off the street and big piles of poo, too. Not for the citizen, not for the taxpayers, but for Xi Jinping.
Yeah, for the Chinese.
Yes, that's who we're going to do it for. We're not doing it for you people that support the community.
San Francisco can't look like a poo hole when China comes to visit.
Yes. So I hope it still smells like poo. I hope Xi Jinping is like,
well, what are they going to do with these people? They're going to have a route, just like they did when they took Biden to the border. They're going to have a route. It's going to be already cleaned up. You know, all the people when Biden went to the border to El Paso, they had like a certain area they were going to drive him. So he only saw certain things and never got close to where the actual problems were.
Right.
Well, to take him to Alcatraz, that's an empty place.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Tom.
You're just a genius.
Hey,
So, I got to read John from Eunice's text.
And then we have a phone call if you're ready.
Oh, okay. There were several texts about Frank, but John says, guys, what Frank is saying isn't all that far-fetched. If you read the Sunday paper, they have a list of bills in there every Sunday, and they tell you where they passed or not, or what they were for. They rejected a bill that was supposed to take place by 2026 that would insta-kill switches into all future vehicles and would shut them down if they didn't like the way you were driving. We talked about that. These folks would take control if we let them, and some people don't have a problem with it at all.
And the other thing is, if we have a pandemic and you decide to go to work, we'll shut off your car. The governor would love that. She would be playing God. Oh, no, he's not leaving the house.
Well, she said at one of her press conferences that they were tracking everybody's phones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I turned my locations off. Let's go to the phone call, then we're going to come back. I got multiple stories to get to. 877-396-W105. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, boys? Calling from the good old Pat.
Another day.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you've heard this already. I saw it on the news last night. You know, Elon Musk and his new Tesla electric trucks are coming out, right?
Right.
Did you see that where Elon Musk is banned? If you buy one of those trucks, he is banning you from selling it within a year. So if you buy a Tesla truck, you can't sell it within a year. Why is that?
I mean, if I bought it, why should anybody tell me what I can do with that truck? I mean, I bought it. I paid you good money. That makes no sense.
Well, I think he's creating an artificial aftermarket.
That's what I saw on the news yesterday. Now, they didn't say why you can't sell it. They didn't say how he was going to enforce it. None of that. All they said was you can't sell it within a year if you buy a Tesla truck.
Wow. I'm gonna look into that. Appreciate you, man. You take it easy. 6:49 morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you they have ready mix concrete. Find them on the web at chancematerials.com or call them at 575-363-3240. Plants in Carlsbad and Roswell. They serve all of Southeast New Mexico. If you're looking for great customer service and lowest possible price for ready mix concrete, go to the website this morning, chancematerials.com. Child CYFD and Behavioral Health Facility are being sued in a lawsuit over a 1-month-old's death. It is unsettled as a case. Los Lunas' mother, who admitted that she beat her infant son to death in 2021, now a lawsuit places the blame on New Mexico's Children, Youth, and Families Department and the behavioral health facility that treated the mom, Kiara Milton. Milton called the police in tears after she found her 1-month-old son dead in the Los Lunas home. She called 911. You can hear her on the video, on the tape, saying, my baby's dead. And eventually, Milton was charged in August. She pled guilty to beating her infant son to death. Now the lawsuit is placing blame on CYFD and the Central Desert Behavioral Health Hospital, who treated Milton days before the newborn died. According to the lawsuit, that just the lawsuit on November 8th of 2021, a week before the child's death, Milton called the police saying she was having serious thoughts of hurting her children, especially the newborn. Sue goes on to say that Milton was taken to the hospital despite requests from law enforcement for a 48-hour hold on the kids. They returned home in the care of the father. Milton came home days later and killed her newborn baby. I don't blame the family for suing CYFD. I don't blame them one bit. You had a woman that was put in a mental facility, and she said she was thinking about harming her kids. You do not allow her to go home to those kids. So I get it. I get it. So the husband's family is now suing, and they'll probably make bank. They will probably make a lot of money. I would think that they're going to get paid millions.
Well, they should, and there again, they shouldn't have to get paid. It just should never happen. Why are we ignoring these warning signs that are so glaring and right in our face, and then expecting everything to be hunky dory?
Yep. Biden joked about Las Vegas luring the Eagles away from Philadelphia, and said, if that happens, I'll have to get a divorce, because evidently the doctor, Joe Biden, is such a big Eagle fan.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you seen Eagles fans and how they act?
Crazy,
They're a little unhinged.
I'm sorry. After going to a Cowboys game, I can't. All the NFL fans.
You don't want to talk about unhinged? Okay.
So, hey, real quick, we had a couple of texts about the Tesla truck. Coulter said it's a $50,000 fine if you sell or try to flip it for profit on the Tesla truck. And they said there's a huge waiting list. People will try to flip them for profit. And John Eunice says it's actually the government that is doing that. They're banning you from selling it within the first year because they're giving you an EV incentive to buy it to begin with.
Now, when something is so good, that's when they give you the incentive, right?
Right. And then ban you from selling it to make, after.
Oh, gotcha. All right, we're going to talk about the Berendo Middle School shooting. One of the victims spoke out yesterday. We'll talk about that. And plus, a deputy hit and kills a big bull elk in Lincoln County. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. We've got the big food drive going on this weekend. And so, we're going to be at Fenn's in Carlsbad and La Tienda. And I think that Fenn's and Artesia and La Tienda and Carlsbad.
You swap that. Yeah, so Fenn's, we're going to be there Friday. So Friday, we're going to do Artesia and Lovington. So we'll be in Artesia on Friday, and we'll also, at the same time, be at Bob's in Lovington. And then on Saturday, we're going to do Hobbs and Carlsbad. So you have chances to come out and see us. We're going to have both stations, 107 and 105, out at these broadcasts. So for 2 days. So 3 to 6 on Friday, Artesia. We're going to be at Fenn's. We're going to have Bob's. We're going to be in Lovington. So just come out and say us. Tom and Russ are going to be in Lovington, and myself and Stacy are going to be in Artesia. So that's Friday. That's the first one. And Saturday, it'll be Curtis and I in Carlsbad, and it'll be Russ and Tom in Hobbs. So come out and say hi. And Blake will be.
I think I'll probably be in Hobbs.
In Hobbs, yeah.
So come on out, meet everybody, and look, this is a great opportunity to give back. Look, we think of the oil patch and all the money people are making. Not everybody works in the oil patch, and so there are people that are hurting and people This is a chance to give to the food bank. So please come out and give Friday and Saturday. And you know what? You're making W105 look good. So help us out. Help us out. Let's pack the vehicles with food, and let's get her.
And of course, we're partnering with United Way in Lee County and United Way in Eddy County. So they're going to be the ones, and of course, through their organizations, they have the distribution. So the food's going to the best places possible. So, of course, our buddy Kyle Marksteiner, that took over United Way in Eddy County, is helping us. And, of course, Becca Titus at the United Way of Lee County. And they're awesome partners, and we're looking forward to as again, MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight, 2nd annual. We would love the support. And for those of us who are fortunate in the oil patch, because not everybody is, let's help whatever we can. I know everybody's struggling, don't get me wrong, but you can imagine if we're struggling in the patch and as much money as some of us get compared to what a server or someone who's working minimum wage or a single mother who's trying to support a whole family. You think about all those folks and how much worse it is for them now with inflation. This is just a little bit of helping hand. You buy a couple extra things, you get handed out on Friday and Saturday. Again, Friday, Artesia and Lovington. Saturday, Carlsbad and Hobbs. MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight. Yeah.
Berendo Middle School shooting victim. We'll get to that next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Randy Pettigrew. Randy Pettigrew, of course, is your state representative when it comes to District 61, running for his 3rd term in office. If you like everything that Randy has done, please feel free to give to his campaign. Give to his campaign. You can find out more information at randallpettigrew.com. Also, all the contact information is there. So if you need help with anything, randallpettigrew.com for more information. CPAC, the most conservative PAC out there, just gave him an A+ rating. And this guy has been a fighter, fighting for us in Santa Fe, going against the liberal government and governor, and continues to fight today. randallpettigrew.com if you need more information. Tom, you remember, well, the Berendo shooting.
Yes, I did. 2013.
And the difference in Susana Martinez and this governor is night and day. When things happen in Roswell with the Berendo shooting, I remember the governor, Susana Martinez, like her, hate her, whatever, she was there 3 days in a row.
That's right.
And then the next week she came back because she cared. I have seen disasters in southeast New Mexico, and this governor does not show up. She does not show up. But it was a horrific day. Tom was actually on vacation.
I was
on the air. Yeah, had just left to go on vacation. I was on the air. I don't remember who it, and we got a caller into the radio station saying what was going on. And from that point, police actually fed information to us so we could help coordinate pickup sites and that type of information to the parents. So it was a sad day. It was a sad day because the guy that shot the 2 people was the grandson of my dentist. So everybody knew everybody in this. It was just a terrible, terrible day. But Howie Morales hosted a school save summit, and one of the speakers was one of the victims, one of the 2 students that was injured. Mm-hmm. He's now in college. Nathaniel, Tom, his last name is Tavares, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Anyway, he is now in college. Anyway, he spoke out about the day of that shooting, and thank God nobody died. Thank God that nobody died in that shooting. But that was one of the first shootings that school shootings that comes to mind, because it's been 10 years. It's been a long time.
That's right. January of 2013, I believe.
Yeah, it was, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Deputies hit and killed an elk in Lincoln County, and they were patrolling. Man, I saw by the way, they hit it close to Glencoe, and on US 70, about 8 p.m. Mike Woods wants to remind the community to please drive safe and watch out for the wildlife. Elk jumped out, and if you look at that vehicle, wow.
Oh yeah, when vehicles and elk, cross paths, when it's a vehicle versus an elk, the elk wins.
I wonder if that was Frankenstein.
I guess I should say nobody wins because I've seen the elks get up and walk away after a car hit them, but that's usually not the case depending on how fast you're going. It's usually a total loss on both.
It weighs close to 5,000 pounds.
I'm sorry, what?
A couple of times.
5,000 pounds?
How about 1,100, 1,200 pounds usually?
Yeah, exactly.
This was a big. I wonder if that elk was Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yes.
There's an elk out there named Frankenstein.
It was a giant, prehistoric elk. It was 5,000 pounds.
No, there really is an elk out there in Ruidoso named Frank because he's so big.
So he's 1,800 pounds.
I said 5,000.
Maybe 1,800 pounds.
Yeah.
Newly released photos show the mysterious cocaine that was discovered at the White House. And they released the photos. Still, we have no idea who it belonged to, but we got a photo of it now. So thank you for releasing that. And Ben Ray Lujan rages about the GOP congressman, talking about government wants to control our cars. Representative Hagerman from Wyoming joined a failed attempt to defend the federal law requiring all passengers, all cars sold to have a kill switch. And by the way, Ben Ray Lujan came out and said he thinks it's a great idea.
Idiot.
And by the way, it's a great idea if they have the kill switch in the electric vehicles also, because we'll all be driving electric vehicles in the next 5-10 years. For sure, right? I'm sure. This is a story that got my attention this morning. A charity which is set up to help women, the Charity for Diseases that can cause serious pain and pregnancy complications for females, appointed a transgender woman as CEO. Endometriosis South Coast just hired Steph Richards, formerly Stephen Richards, to be the CEO because he understands about endometriosis.
Sorry.
Well, thank you for that. And traffic stop leads to a drug bust and arrest in Albuquerque. And they actually arrested a guy that was wanted for murder. It's 4 a.m. on September 13th. New Mexico State Police pulled over a car on I-40 near Grants for suspended insurance. Officers found a female driver and her boyfriend, 21-year-old Nathan Gurley, headed back to Albuquerque from a trip to Phoenix. But when they smelled marijuana in the car, the cops started asking questions. One thing led to another. They discovered 24 pounds of fentanyl in the back of the car. And then they discovered that this guy had been linked to a murder that rocked the state. He's been charged with first-degree murder of that 11-year-old boy at the Isotopes game. So another one, they've got him off the street. Thank you, thank you, thank you. National Anthem and the Pledge coming up this morning. We also have the boob of the day, taking out the trash on the way, and things that happen on this date in history and more. It's already 7:05, KWMW, Malmore, 105.1 FM. Tom A. and the text quickly.
All right, Neil, this morning. And a fine good morning, guys. You guys were talking about the Mounjaro medication earlier. I know people that are on this medication and are doing really well with diabetes and weight loss. I told Tom earlier this year that I would send him information on it and the information guide for proper nutrition as well. Overall, it's a nutrition first. Now, we all just want to do well, Mr. Tom, and be healthy and live in your best body. We only get one. And God bless you guys, and God bless America. Neil listening from East Texas. It's our buddy, Neil McCoy.
By the way, your body is a temple, Tom.
Yes, it is.
And someone else had talked about the Mounjaro earlier. Diabetes saved my life through Mounjaro. In spite of its side effects from a health and happiness standpoint, it slows your digestion. You have no desire to eat. I lost 70 pounds in 6 months. It's only approved for diabetes, though, not just for weight loss.
Right. Well, it mimics the hormones that kick in after people eat to regulate the appetite, and it gives you the feeling of fullness. So that's
wait, you eat your appetite? Is that what you just said?
No, it mimics your hormones to kick in and after people eat to regulate appetite and makes you feel full.
So your hormones are involved in your appetite?
Yeah, well, yeah. It just tells you that you're full. That's what it says. It's like drinking water. After a while, you get full. Although, you know that sugarless apple pie that I've been eating? I eat that for...
Would you stop?
It's great. I eat it before...
If you're on Mounjaro, right? You won't be eating it.
I'm telling
Tom,
you.
It's working, right, Tom?
Tom.
What?
Everything is great.
It may be no sugar added.
Right. Sugar-free.
If it's got crust... It's not sugar-free. Trust me. It's not sugar-free. Because if it's got crust, then it's got carbs.
I'll leave the crust alone.
So you're just eating the filling.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this much. I mean, I look, and I'm going to try to be nice, okay? I get it. You're not that smart. I get it. But you've been working on this diet for 5 years, and it's gone nowhere. Maybe it's time for you to go to the bathroom right now. No, please don't sit down. Look in the mirror and say, I got to change my ways. Something's got to give here.
Tom, did you bake the apple pie or did you buy it already? Everything
it was
done?
already made. And I bought a pumpkin pie, too.
So you don't really know what's in it. So you don't really know what's in it.
Well, it says sugar-free in it.
You don't really know what's in it.
By the way, sugar-free is not good for you. Sugar-free is worse than the sugar.
Sometimes it is. But there again, everything in moderation is the key. If you're going to do something like that, but you have to, the rest of your diet has to be in total control.
Right.
You have to be eating stuff regular if you're going to, but that's something you have as a splurge moment. You're eating it on a regular basis. That's not good.
Well, yeah, you got to eat breakfast.
How's it working for your diet?
Well, I eat breakfast.
Oh, it's not.
And I drink
water
with it, with a twist of lemon.
Cheese,
What?
eggs, bacon, cheese. Those are all good things for you to eat for breakfast.
By the way, the best thing for you, eggs.
How about if he just eats the apple?
I'm giving up donuts for a month.
Because
every day I eat 2 donuts.
If he just had an apple, maybe a banana to go with it, that would be a really good breakfast.
What do they say? Apple a day?
Yeah.
I mean, the banana has a decent amount of sugar.
Well, it
apples
has potassium.
Are one of the, it does. And apples are one of the best fruits for a diabetic.
There you go.
The green apples, the grandma apples. Yeah, I guess.
Sure, eat those.
Any apple.
But
all right, on the way.
And for lunch yesterday.
Enough about Tom, because he ain't going to change.
Let's move along.
He's
going to keep the
thing. All right, David Axelrod. Axelrod talking about Biden. You're not going to believe what Biden said about him. Wait for it. He called him the P word. Wow. And Albuquerque man accused of breaking into an FBI agent's home. We'll talk about that. A mama giraffe died in Clovis. They're mourning the death. And did you guys see the story of ATF? Amputee Purple Heart recipient, veteran, on Veterans Day going through the airport. I'm going to get to this. This just breaks my heart. And Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu warns America and Europe. I'll tell you what he had to say. And a woman who was ousted from a sorority after backing a lawsuit to get the transgender member. Remember the transgender member was in the sorority?
Yeah. I do remember that.
So she filed a lawsuit and they kicked her out. Wait, you wouldn't kick the transgender out, but you'll kick her out. I don't know how any of this makes sense. And we got a lot of sound bites that we got to get to. 7:10, we got to get updated with a look at news coming up next. Check of the weather. We're talking about fog this morning, so slow down and be safe. Check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, 1,000 firearms in stock. They've got all the ammo you need, cleaning supplies. They can tune up your bow. And if you've been thinking about getting personal protection items like lethal and non-lethal personal protection, they've got them. They've got them. So trade in your old gun to get a better gun. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed on Saturday, always open on Sunday. Fog this morning, becoming sunny this afternoon. Up to about 60 today, 43 tonight with more fog. And tomorrow morning as you head to work, it will be foggy, but sunny in the afternoon. High temperature tomorrow, 67, back in the 70s for Thursday. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on this morning. We're going to qualify you for the cash news this morning, being brought to you by WWRV times3.com, 988-0392. Call them. They've got 3 RV parks in Carlsbad. They're ready to serve you. Every one of their RV parks has high-speed internet, and it's wired right to your hookup. Yes, they offer 30 and 50 amps, all utilities included in one price, and high-speed internet. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up, nice place to lay your head. WWRV times3.com. Call them at 988-0392. Taking a break. We're W105. Qualifying you for the cash.
Dobbs Truck and Trailer presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
Griffin's Electric, a local contractor in Carlsbad, is looking to hire experienced electricians. Employees will work 40 to 50 hours a week with weekends off, will receive competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, paid time off, and yes, health insurance is available. Please email resumes to griffinselectric@gmail.com or call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. FEMA's now paid out a total of $116 million in claims for the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon wildfire recovery. More than $84 million has gone to individuals and households. FEMA's been processing compensation claims for the largest wildfire in New Mexico's history. The fire sparked by a prescribed burn that spun out of control. More than 2,500 claimants have submitted claims to FEMA. So far, FEMA's paid out 610 payments. Over 570 individuals and households have received a payout, according to FEMA. 18 businesses, 5 nonprofits, 3 government entities, and 2 tribal entities have received payouts, according to FEMA. Food insecurity soaring in Sunland Park, Anna County's southernmost community of about 17,400 people along the U.S.-Mexico border, but the need for food assistance far outpacing the resources of the main nonprofit working in the city to alleviate hunger. Several factors contributing to demand for food aid across southern New Mexico, including in Sunland Park. The bumper demand means that families and individuals individuals who need help in this vibrant, mostly Hispanic and Latino border community receiving a basket of groceries about once every 6 months. Due to a rotation schedule, the nonprofit, the Southern New Mexico Project, was forced to implement the distribute its limited food allotment as fairly as possible. Lincoln County Sheriff's Office reporting that one of their deputies hit and killed a bull elk in the unit Sunday night. Patrol unit was significantly damaged from the crash, but the Sheriff's Office says no deputies were injured. The crash occurred in Glencoe, New Mexico on Highway 70 just after 8 in the evening. Sheriff Michael Wood wants to remind community members to drive safely. Says wildfire's on the move and things can happen fast, he says. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so bad? I won't tuck a peppermint into every roadkill possum. And that way, the neighborhood buzzards will have nice, minty, fresh breath. Now, I appreciate people being thrifty and bringing their own lunch to work. Going out for lunch every day will bankrupt anybody. That being said, let me tell you people, if you're like the folks I work with, you eat some stinky, stinky food. Down where I work, you'd rather tongue-kiss a diesel truck muffler than smell Dub Meeker's lunch when he brings in his fish and cauliflower surprise. He's trying to eat better and save money, too. That's the fish and cauliflower part. See, the surprise part is it's fish and cauliflower in that Tupperware, not a skunk wrapped up in an old wet sock. Also, how can something that grows from the ground, nurtured by the sun and touched by the hand of the Creator, with no chemicals added, smell as terrible as Brussels sprouts? I swear to goodness, you think someone somehow has started a tire fire in the microwave. Guys will show up wearing them yellow toxic waste bodysuits. But no, it's just the girl from up front nuking her Brussels sprouts. Some people have no consideration, I'll tell you. The other day, and this ain't no lie, the guy from the dock brought in his lunch. He had asparagus in garlic sauce and a big block of cheese. Stinking weird foreign cheese that was white and not yellow and was not even individually sliced. Asparagus has no place at work. Eating asparagus is like watching pornography. You do it in the privacy of your own home. And then on top of that, that cheese smelled like my feet after I done worked in the yard all day. God. Wake up, America! You know, a lot of places have special spots where smokers go to smoke. Well, do the same thing with stinky lunch food. If your dang veggies are so precious to you, go eat them outside in the rain with the smoker's broccoli breath. I'm Earl Pitts American Pizza.
It's truck season at Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso. Shop their lot, overflowing with Ram Tough trucks. For a limited time, Sierra Blanca Motors is offering an unprecedented 13% under MSRP on their entire inventory of new 2023 half, 3/4, and 1-ton Ram trucks in stock. Shop online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors, your 4-wheel drive headquarters. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, ever.
Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington High Lady Wildcats. Every year the Lady Cats are contending for a district title, and this year is no different. You can count on the Lady Cats fighting for every point. Cheer them on at every game as they fight for a win. The Lady Cats are committed to their community, their fans, and their team. They're great ambassadors for the city of Lovington. Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington Wildcat Athletics. Go Wildcats.
The time of giving is upon us. Join the Lovington Chamber of Commerce in supporting the 2nd annual MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight coming up this Friday, November 17th and Saturday, November 18th. There will be food-raising broadcasts from 3 to 6 p.m. both days in Artesia, Carlsbad, Hobbs, and the Lovington portion of this event will be held at Bob's Thriftway on Friday, November 17th. Bring your donations to Bob's from 3 to 6 p.m. to ensure that every family has a meal to be thankful for.
Don't talk to me like you know me.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Rest assured you're not going to learn a thing here. If we get caught.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. I'm not joking about that.
Tom, this is for you.
Monjaro, get prescribed tomorrow. Wegovy, Saxenda, with a side of Splenda. Add a Paxaprenza, lose some weight, why don't you? Monjaro.
Ask my doctor, please.
There's a drug called Monjaro. And what I wanna know is, can it help me slim down? Feeling kinda fat. Would like my gut to be oh so flat. I don't wanna work hard, can still eat cheese like a big old rat. Cause of Monjaro, Monjaro, get prescribed tomorrow. Wegovy, Saxenda, with a side of Splenda. Add a Paxaprenza, lose some weight, why don't you?
Shots of Monjaro. I'll cut pounds fast, inject it nice and slow. And what I want to know, can I get Monjaro?
877-396-W105. We are BM, the Breakfast Club. Tom, you ought to talk to the doctor about it. I think it would be good for you.
I see him a little bit after Thanksgiving, so yeah.
Yeah, I would. I think it would be good for you, and I think it helps with the diabetes too. I think it's and the other thing, I think it's the only way you're going to actually lose weight. So get her done.
Well, Shorty from Lovington is saying this morning, good morning, gentlemen, and Tom A. I told you that I can help with your weight loss because your way sucks.
Shorty, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. He is not going to work hard. He is not going to work hard. And the first time he's sore, he's going to lay off.
And this is part of the reason why, and people can accuse us of being too hard on Tom A.
Uh-huh.
But we sit there and we've had people come up and try to help him. We've tried to help him, and he ignores us. And we catch him with Dr. Pepper, and then he has fast food, and he's got so much trash in his car, it's piled up to his driver's seat, and people wonder why we get so frustrated, because he comes in here and says, "Oh, I'm doing good. It's like, dude, you're lying to yourself and to us.
Yeah, he's just lying. And by the way, after a while, with especially during the summer, all that garbage in his car starts just rotting, and it's pretty nasty. But Shardy, love you, brother. Love what you can do.
Everywhere I go, people say, "Wow, you lost some weight." So I'm okay with that.
Tom.
Yeah,
the scale says different.
Tom. I wear a size 32 pants. What size pants do you wear?
Well, I got into my Dockers the other day, 46, down from 52.
When did you wear 52?
Oh, years ago.
That's my point.
We're not talking about last week.
Went to church, and I seen my Dockers, this particular one, in a couple of years.
Went to church? You went to church?
And I put my Dockers on. I said, wow, these are 46. Wow.
What do you call in church?
So, yeah.
When did you go to church?
A couple weeks ago.
I mean, all the line you do, you probably need to, but
well, look,
I mean,
all these fat guys who wear their pants below their gut.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I hate to tell you, that's not really a 46. That's just you. So your beer belly sticks over your pant line because you've got it down so low.
Not really.
Whatever.
They didn't even need a belt or nothing.
I got just a little bitty fat that I can't get rid of. As much as I will do sit-ups and all, I can't get rid of it.
That's called
Tom,
age.
what's your advice?
Yeah, it's age, B.
What's your advice, Tom?
Plus, the only reason you lost that weight because you had a motorcycle wreck, and that's you couldn't eat nothing or nothing.
BS.
He wasn't fat to begin with, Tom.
180 pounds, but really 175 pounds. I'm back up to 185 today. And I lost weight when I was in the hospital. That's what happens when they don't feed you.
The skinniest guy of all of us. The skinniest guy of all of us, and you're accusing him of being fat, Tom. Hey, come on now.
And he goes ahead and gets on a stupid motorcycle again.
Motorcycles aren't stupid.
He is.
Tell me, it's not the motorcycle's fault.
How many wrecks have you had in a car?
I haven't.
There you go with more lies.
Well,
you
like,
need to go back.
What, like hit another car?
I
No.
have dumpsters that would not agree with you.
Yeah. Dumpsters, animals, boards jumping out of trucks, all kind of stuff. According to a brand new study, Gen Zers and millennials and Gen Xers and baby boomers all agree that politics should not be discussed at Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, if you want to talk about something that is less depressing, talk about cancer and other incurable diseases, because that would be less. You want to talk about the condition of the government? Yeah, talk about cancer. That would be, yeah. New study warns that New York residents are going to be faced skyrocketing heating bills under the brand new state green policy. You know what green is, right? When you go green, they taken all your green. This is the not just a problem in New York. This is, I guarantee you, everywhere across the country that has liberal Democrats enforcing green energy, it's going to cost you more money to heat your home. But you know what? We're used to being bled by parasite leeches. Yeah, they're called politicians. Many of them lining their own pockets and taking our money. The owners of Trump International Hotel in Waikiki have rebranded the property. It's not a Trump International Hotel anymore. Have any idea why that happened?
I would guess it has something to do. Oh, really? I was going to guess the lawsuit.
No, vandals destroying the hotel. So they just changed the name.
Right.
They bought out the license agreement with the Trump name, Trump International Hotels, bought that out, and now it's a Hilton Hotel because of vandals. And a glitch in a Chinese carrier's, they had a problem. South China Airlines last Thursday, for just a couple hours, the app went haywire, and they were accidentally selling flights, round-trip tickets, for $1.30. By the way, they're going to honor those tickets. And they're going to be making a live-action movie from a video game. The Legend of Zelda is coming to the big screen. Oh, can't wait for that.
Oh, dear God.
So,
Don't get me wrong, I was a Zelda player when I was a kid. I played Nintendo. I just that sounds bad.
Yeah, just that. So they're saying the new Marvel movie is the worst ever, and part of the reason is more woke stuff.
I've seen people. I haven't seen the movie, and I haven't seen the woke comments, but I've seen some pretty dedicated, hopeful Marvel fans come out of the theater and were just like, "That was a piece of poo."
Bad.
Now, who's the movie star in that movie?
Brie Larson with she's joined by 2 other female actresses.
Oh,
and very woke. Very.
From what I understand, it takes place, and they're bringing the Eternals. You know, where they had that giant Titan thing come up at the end.
So
wait. Hold up a second. I just want to point out for the audience that was Geek Talk between Will and Blake.
Live on W105. So
yeah,
I'm not sure, but I mean, I know a lot of it is, you know, they're really pushing the female power thing and the female heroines, and you know, we don't need men. The women can do it on their own, type of thing. So
a couple of lesbians in that movie then?
No.
Dang, Tom. Who cares?
What? Damn, bro. Really?
Well, that's the one you said woke. So that's the impression I got.
That doesn't necessarily mean. That doesn't mean lesbian.
What does it mean?
Oh my goodness!
I almost said something I can't say.
Hey, Will, you know, I just thought of something. Kevin just gave you an idea for a new show, Geek Talk.
What's it? Geek Talk? There you go. We're going to have a segment called Geek Talk.
Yeah.
It could be. You know what? Like, we'll just do our own Geek Talk podcast.
We can do that.
So, I
Secret
got to run,
Service
guys.
agent.
I got a doctor appointment. So I'm out. But
Careful.
Take it easy. Be safe.
Thanks, guys.
Secret Service agents assigned to protect Joe Biden's granddaughter opened fire, and at least 3 people attempted to break into a government car. I mean, do you actually open fire on the car because they're trying to steal the car?
You do if you're Biden's Secret Service, who's against guns.
I mean, the car reportedly parked outside the home of Naomi Biden, and she was not in the car. She was safely in the house. Why are you shooting at people?
How can
I mean, can police blindly shoot at perpetrators of a crime? The answer to that would be no, they cannot. But I guess Secret Service can.
Well, I think they're probably trying to find a way to spin that where, you know, the guns are bad.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they went off. And U.S. airstrike on another Iranian base in Syria. Pentagon announced yesterday that the fighter jet struck 2 more Iranian military bases in southeastern Syria. Biden calls David Axelrod. David Axelrod was Obama's advisor. He was also, what was his official? He was
don't remember.
He wasn't press secretary. He was, I can't think of what he. Anyway,
well, he's on CNN now.
Yeah. Well, political columnist Jonathan Martin hammered Biden's re-election strategy and argued that supposedly Biden called Axelrod the P word in private. One of Biden's workers said, yep, he called David Axelrod the P word. Biden's temperament is not good. I'm just saying.
Well,
Albuquerque man.
That's another sign of dementia.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Looks like an Albuquerque man now facing federal charges. T.R. Kizzer, 53 years old, accused of stealing guns, ammo, and body armor from a residence July of 2022. By the way, it just turned out that was a FBI agent's home. Oops. Additional charges are coming down. And in Clovis, they're mourning the death of a giraffe. 22-year-old giraffe passed away. The city of Clovis announced that Jael passed away on Saturday. Had been with the zoo in Clovis for 22 years.
I know where that zoo is, too. But I never saw that giraffe. There's a softball complex right next to it.
Thank you for that.
But I never saw his head or nothing, so.
I never saw his head.
Her.
Or nothing.
Or her head.
Thank God you didn't see him. So this story kind of ticked me off. There's a video that's out there of a triple amputee, Purple Heart recipient, veteran, that is being searched and patted down at the airport on Veterans Day. Meanwhile, we have people coming across our southern border unvetted and unchecked, and many of them on the terrorist watch list. But we got a veteran who's a triple amputee, and they're patting him down. And you still have to take your shoes off. Benjamin Netanyahu warns America, you could be next. Tells Europe, and then you. If we do not cut off the head of the snake now, you could be next. I agree 100%. That's why a ceasefire will not work.
Right.
Will not work. Makes zero sense to me. Carrie Jean-Pierre talking about crime. You know they're doing everything they can do, Tom. Everything they can do.
This year, auto thefts are way up, carjackings are way up, violent crime is way up here in D.C. A couple of members of Congress were attacked now this overnight. How concerned is the president about the increase of crime in this city where so many government workers live?
So we are definitely concerned about what we're seeing, and not just here, across the country, obviously.
By the way, if you watch any of those press conferences, everything is, we're very concerned. Very, very, very concerned. They're very concerned. Very concerned. Joe Biden is very concerned. He can't remember that he's concerned, but he's very concerned.
Right. They will tell him in his earpiece.
Yeah, I mean, please let him know about it. 7:35, be on the Breakfast Club. Your chance to qualify for cash on the way. Tom and the text. When we come back, AOC talking about a ceasefire. Corey Bush talking about a ceasefire. And Ian Omar talking about a ceasefire. We'll get to all of that coming up next.
All right, so this texter says, Tom, tell them that no one gets out of this life alive, so live it the way you want. Healthy living is the slowest way to die. Just saying. Says
I call BS to that.
That we're saying it. And guys, I take the metformin for diabetics. They claim it does help lose weight. Plus, there is a claim now that you can look it up that it will extend your life anywhere from 5 to 7 years.
Well, that's what happens if you lose weight.
Yeah, I took that in the beginning of my diabetes when I first was diagnosed with it. I couldn't take it. I mean, I had to go to the bathroom all the time. So,
well, that'll make you go to weight. That'll make you lose weight.
So, Tom, if you lose weight, there's a couple different things that have to happen. Like it's got to go somewhere, right? Because you're burning up energy. So you're either going to sweat it out or you're going to get rid of it. One of the other ways of your body rids itself of these things. Going to the bathroom is one of them.
Yeah, but when you're on the air and you got to go all of a sudden.
You do it at the break.
Well,
I don't want to hear about it.
I'm going to turn it off.
I don't think anybody eating a burrito this morning wants to hear about your problem.
Well, Syria and Iran are given prior warning before the bombing began, says the texter.
No, because it was a military installation.
And it says, were they given proper warning before the bombing again?
Yeah. No, don't mess with this because you're going to get bombed. That's hello.
And then Biden will give you a lot of money to pay back.
Right.
Yeah, Biden, it just doesn't seem Biden has that type of warrior attitude.
You know, that video of the vet getting checked by security is old, but it was not on Veterans Day. But that being said, I do agree with B, says the text.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
That's just so wrong. I mean, you could see the guy. There's got to be some empathy for people. I've seen them where they get old people out of a wheelchair to make sure, and I'm just like, and I'll say it again: 8 million people unvetted coming across the border, but you got to take your damn shoes off. I fly so much most of the time. I go through priority TSA a whole bunch of the time where I don't get a check. When we come back in the country, most of the time we talk to immigration, but it's very quickly. Just go ahead. Just get out of here. Go. Just get out of here. A woman ousted from a sorority after backing the lawsuit to remove the transgender person. And look, here's the deal. You're in a sorority. This is your college life. I really don't care if you want to be transgender, be transgender. But I also believe in other people's rights. Yes, you have your rights. But what about these girls that have dreamed all their life that they're going to be in a sorority made up of girls, and then there you are, all 6'2" of you, 278 pounds, And supposedly you still dig chicks. You dress like a girl, but you still dig chicks. How are they going to feel comfortable?
Well, and those girls from Kappa Kappa Gamma, they've been in that sorority for 50 years. I mean, these aren't young girls that were involved in this that got removed from the sorority.
So it's older ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, because they supported removing the transgender member.
Yes. And you know what? I believe in people's rights, but I also believe that everybody has rights. Just because you're transgender doesn't mean that I lose my rights. That you gain everything and we lose everything.
Right. And, you know, one of those women was actually the National Foundation president for
the
sorority.
Really? Okay.
And this dude would sit around the sorority house with his junk partially out, and girls complained about it, but nothing happened. That's why on a national level, they stepped in to try to help. Didn't the court rule against them also?
Yes.
Yes. So the transgender stays in. Do you know we're 9 weeks away from the first vote? Trump remains in a commanding lead that is not shrinking. Of course, the field of candidates continues to shrink. We're down to 4 now. I really can't believe that Chris Christie remains in this race.
Crazy, isn't it? Why?
Sugar-free apple pie. That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you, Blake. Thank you. I posted up a video of a picture of Chris Christie, and it's true. You can't tell what side is his butt and what side is the front when you look at that picture. It's not very attractive.
Oh, didn't he have one of them belt surgeries?
I think he did, but it didn't help him.
It didn't help.
He had to not belt, lap band belt.
The neighborhood.
No, it's not.
A belt surgery. Yeah, they put a big belt around him.
You know, if they tightened it down, maybe it would work.
Yeah, maybe.
But Tom, that just goes to show you, anything that you do, you actually have to carry through with it. Like with lap band, you can either follow the directions and lose weight, like many people do,
right?
Or you can go back to your old habits, and your stomach will stretch out again, and you will still retain the weight.
And it will almost kill you because it hurts when you eat, from what I'm told. So we're 9 weeks away from the first election, and Trump has a 60-point lead?
Buttload.
Is that
lead.
right?
Yeah. Some are in the neighborhood.
He has a neighborhood
I don't like
lead.
this neighborhood thing.
He's got a neighborhood lead.
Yeah, we could just say anything. Yeah, well, it's in the neighborhood. You know, those Colorado Buffaloes, they almost won, and they were in the neighborhood.
They're usually not even in the same city.
By the way, there is new talks about Texas A&M, who could be their next coach. Top 3.
I'm going to say Kiffin out of Mississippi. Lance?
No. Lane Kiffin does not fit into A&M.
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly from
LSU.
His name is Brian Kelly, you dweeb.
What's in the neighborhood?
And why would Brian Kelly leave LSU to go to Texas A&M?
And that coach out of Notre Dame, Freeman.
He's not leaving Notre Dame.
Well, those are
Elko from Duke is probably the top candidate. Urban Meyer's name has been listed, but I don't know if he fits in to Texas A&M.
Who's that be?
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
I don't know if it. Well, I just don't know if it. Look, he. I mean, the whole thing at Florida, it was bad. It was bad. They won, 2 national championships at Florida, 3 national championships.
Two.
What happened in Florida was bad.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
I think the movie that came out about the tight end, what was his name? Played for the Patriots.
Oh, Gonzalez.
I think all of that doesn't shine a real good light on Urban Meyer. And then he's getting the lap dance from a girl at a bar. I mean, it's not a good look either.
About Art Briles. He's been out
Tom,
for a little bit.
Yeah, I like Art Briles, but what happened at Baylor, I don't think he's going anywhere.
What happened at Baylor was not his fault.
He knew about it.
Well, he knew.
He allowed.
Look, Baylor and A&M are pretty close together as far as the crow flies. He ain't going to A&M.
No, he ain't going to A&M.
How about Josh McDaniels?
So the other name I'm hearing is Deion Sanders because he has had such success at Colorado that I don't think he fits into the personality of A&M. Have you ever been to Texas A&M?
Yes.
The Aggies are pretty hoity-toity.
They are hoity-toity.
I don't think he fits into that. I don't think they'd put up with the hype. I could be wrong. But I think Elko is probably going to be the coach. All right. And by the way, Jimbo Fisher will never coach again. And why would he? He's getting $76 million.
Well, how about this name, Jim Harbaugh?
Yes, he's leaving Michigan to go. Yeah, I can see that.
No.
Go ahead and come up with it. Why didn't you just say Nick Saban?
Well, it was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there. Morning show this morning being brought to you by All American Cleaners. All American Cleaners. Wash, dry, and fold your clothes, 17 pounds, $16.99. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs. You can find them at any of those locations. AllAmericanCleaners.net. Check them out today. Weather for the day, calling for a high of 60. We've got some fog in the forecast this morning. Please slow down and be safe. Fog tonight and an overnight low of 43. And then tomorrow, as you head to work, foggy conditions and a high temperature of 67. Check of the weather being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Find them at 811 West Main in Artesia. They have moved to their brand new location, the old Touchdown Barbecue location. You can stop in there right now for breakfast. They serve an awesome breakfast. And don't forget, lunch is great. And now they have barbecue. Call in advance and they can prepare meals for everybody on location or in the office. 575-736-2573. As we get a little closer to the weekend, we'll tell you what night they're doing live entertainment. Call in advance, 575-736-2573. Wrap up the text, Tom. We're going to take our break. We're beyond the breakfast club.
You know, I just saw gas prices up 21 cents in Carlsbad. Is this accurate? I don't know. Texters, have you seen different type of prices out there? Let us know. And Aaron, I had it bad. Aaron Hernandez was the tight end.
There you go. Not Gonzalez. Hernandez.
Well, it's all in the same neighborhood.
I mean, it's in the neighborhood.
He was in the same country.
Right. And you know what? The four lesser... Oh, it skipped by me. I'm sorry. Tom sounds like Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Says
he was right there in the neighborhood.
Nothing like Mr. Rogers.
Right. And a federal court in Arizona is holding a hearing in a lawsuit seeking to disqualify Donald Trump from the state's ballot for the 2024 presidential race.
By the way, they've thrown most of those out already.
I was going to say, isn't that the same guy, like going around state to state trying to get
He
that
did
done?
in New Mexico. He did in Colorado. And they're throwing him out because he hasn't been convicted of anything. Come back when he's convicted. if he's ever convicted of anything. And by the way, even if he is convicted, that doesn't take him off the ballot.
No, I mean look at the buffalo horn spear carrying face painting guy from January 6th.
Right.
He's running in Arizona and he just served 21 months.
I mean, you can be prosecuted and found guilty and still run. Look, it's not going to take him off the ballot. Get over it. It's not going to happen. All right, Ian Omar talks about the ceasefire, and if you're a religious person, how can you be a religious person without going for the ceasefire?
And it's bizarre because you would assume that if you are a religious leader, if you are a faith leader, that your number one priority would be to look into your faith, into the teachings of your faith, and to say, I oppose violence.
By the way, maybe you should tell your brothers in Hamas to not go across the border of Israel and behead 40 babies, you animals.
Well, but she's telling them to look at their faith, and she is looking into Islam, and they are ordered to do that on their faith. So it's kind of a double speak that she's trying to pull off there.
And then, of course, AOC at the same rally talked about the ceasefire.
Ceasefire means there is no military solution, only a diplomatic and cultural solution. A relational solution, a reckoning with ourselves and our history. That is what ceasefire now means.
That's not what ceasefire
our
means.
History.
That's not what it means.
No, it's not what it means, but
I wish she would use the dictionary.
What history is she talking about?
She didn't. I would be willing to bet that she barely passed any history.
Making it up.
I'm not going to debate you on that. And Cori Bush, probably the most unhinged of all unhinged squad members, talks about the ceasefire.
Label us anti-Israel. They label us anti-Semitic, and they label us terrorists. They lie about us and they smear us, but we know the truth, and the truth stands. We are rabbis. We are pastors. We are Congress members. We are surviving family members. We are human beings, and we are bound by our faith to demand a ceasefire now.
Now, what part of your faith says that there should be a ceasefire?
It's a good question.
I'm just wondering what part of the faith says there has to be a ceasefire.
You know,
maybe her faith should have told Hamas not to come across the border in boats, on motorcycles, in what's it called, the paragliders.
Right. You know, they want to talk about the faith, and you want to talk about the Jewish faith, which is basically the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you remember, in the Old Testament, God told the Israelis to wipe out any other tribes that are in Israel. So if you want to go by faith, they're doing it.
I had an interesting question, but I gotta get more, do some more research on it about the Jews until I say something. Otherwise, he's going to say, "Well, that was the most stupid thing I've ever heard."
Well, I mean, throw it out there because I mean, you're not going to do any research.
No, but I got it because it could be offensive if I don't say it correctly.
What else is new? Like,
bring it, Tom.
The first damn time.
No, I got to get into the Bible to see what it says, because that's where you
all right. Donald Trump had a rally. Talked about that his rally that happened last week.
He's
talking about. Well, he was in New Hampshire, but he was in Florida, And here's some of the things he had to say in Florida.
And this was a Biden indictment. Even that stupid trial going on in New York, which has been totally discredited. Everybody's been discredited. That's all comes out of the White House. That's to discourage people from voting. That's to hurt us. The only difference is we have a big voice. But every time I'm indicted, I consider it a great badge of honor because I'm being indicted for youth.
By the way, looking at that goofy judge and Loretta James, this is not good. I mean, look, you can do what you want to Trump, but this is not a good look for you guys. It really isn't. And Trump's attorney was on CNN yesterday. Here's what she had to say.
Is President Trump's attorney, Alina Habba. Alina, thanks very much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So we just heard from the AG, Letitia James, talking about this trial. She comes out and talks a lot, but President Trump is not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, we have a gag order currently against certain issues that we can't speak to, and we've seen this on many cases of his. You know, Jack Smith has moved for the same thing. And it's really, you know, it's a First Amendment right. He's also a leading candidate. He has a right to speak. He should speak about anybody and anything that he sees that's corrupt. But we do, even I have a limited gag order.
You have been complaining about the judge's clerk, and you say that the judge is compromised and the clerk appears compromised.
I think they're all compromised. And by the way, it wasn't CNN. That's Fox Business she's on. And she continued to talk about the trial.
Remember, there was nobody harmed. These are sophisticated lenders, Deutsche Bank, you know, major establishments with all kinds of regulations, KYC, FEC regulations. These people take somebody's numbers. They don't use them. They do their own due diligence, and they weren't harmed. They were paid on time. They were paid with interest. They made money. But Letitia James is putting her nose into private companies and private individuals' work, which is not what's meant to happen. And the law that she's using is a consumer fraud law so that she can establish some way to have control, to not have a jury, to do certain things in this case that are nonsensical and shouldn't be happening. And
that right there, that last statement makes the whole case look sketchy. It really does. Consumer fraud case. Nobody complained, and you don't have to find Donald Trump guilty of anything. You just have to show that one person was taken advantage of. That's it. And he can lose everything. And if they can do it to him, they can do it to me, you, and everybody else. All right, 7:57 morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store, Broadmoor Mall, Hobbs, America, FR Jeans. They've got steel-toe boots. They've got everything to go to work in the patch, safety gear, and more. And while you're there, check out all the TVs, the furniture, the appliances. Talk to them about zero-down financing while you're in. And don't forget, right next to Rig Outfitters is Scrub Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. They have the largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles, big-name brands like Dickies and Healing Hands, all the compression socks you'll need, different colors, different designs, the cute ones, and comfy shoes also. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, and the Broadmoor Mall. Taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. 575-390-4549, trash-eaters.com, reminding you to give to the local shelter in Lovington so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. How would you like to be told that you cannot set up religious-themed Christmas decorations? So, I don't get this, but in Wisconsin, they are saying just that. You cannot set up Christmas decorations with a religious theme because it might offend somebody.
I think they missed the point of the holiday.
Yeah, yes. The whole holiday is about the birth of baby Jesus. But Wauwasca, Wisconsin, unfortunately, they're taking the whole idea of the birth of baby Jesus. Sorry, you cannot set that up. So they have said no Christian religious decorations, please. You can have Frosty the Snowman, you can have Santa Claus, but religious, yes. Wow. This makes zero sense to me. Christmas is a federal holiday, and I would think in Wisconsin is also a state holiday. And from my rights, I don't see how they can enforce this, because you can't ban somebody from putting up religious. What are you going to do? Arrest them? Confiscate? I don't know. Makes zero sense to me. All right, Tom on the text. We got to get to things that happened on this date in history. Then we'll do National Anthem and the Pledge, qualify you for cash and more. KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM, straight up 8 o'clock, Tom.
You know, Ian Omar says this text, and her terrorist followers are calling for a ceasefire because they're getting the blank kicked out of them by Israel. Now, they're realizing just because you own a weapon and stab people in the back makes you strong. It's when you go face to face when you're brave like Israel is, says the texter.
Well, and look at these Palestinian thugs taking down the American flag and putting up the Palestinian flag. People that did that, I think, should be sent back to Palestine. Well, you have zero love for this country.
At the very least, prosecuted for insurrection. I mean,
thank you.
That's if you go to any other country and you go and take down their flag and put up another country's flag, you are going to jail at the very least.
Oh,
at the very
least.
Yeah, right.
At the very most countries, you're going to die in the street, so you better make it worth your while.
Mm-hmm. John from Eunice on the ceasefire. He says, guys, I love when they want a ceasefire now, not when Hamas was surprising, attacking, and beheading infants. Screw them. Get the job done. Get it done now, says John from Eunice this morning.
And did you guys see that there were two news outlets that had video of the attacks? Do you have any idea how they had seen that?
No.
Yeah, it was Reuters, AP, and CNN.
So you have any idea how they got that?
They
were told in advance about the attack.
Wow.
Yeah, they were putting that stuff out there within 20 minutes of the attack.
Yeah, because they were told in advance that they were going to attack.
But all three of those news organizations said, oh, no, it was just coincidence. We had freelancers there.
Oh, sure it was.
Right,
sure. Whatever. All right, let's get to things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by Train It, New Mexico, 96% passing rate. Yeah, if you've been thinking about getting your CDL license, these guys have a 1-week course. 96% of people that take their course pass on the first try. 96%. They're going to teach you how to pass the skills test, the driving test, and the CDL inspection. How do they do it? They give you more one-on-one training. That's how they do it. Mention B in the Breakfast Club and get $100 off your enrollment. Give them a call, 575-840-9555, 840-9555. The name, Train It, New Mexico. William of Orange was born on this date in 1650. Charles Carroll, the last surviving singer, signer of the Declaration of Independence, died at 95 on this date in 1832. Very first horse-drawn trolley cars appeared in New York City in 1832. Herman Melville's novel Moby Dick was first published in 1851. It was a whale's tale, for sure. power plant of Niagara Falls was turned on in 1896. New York was paralyzed with 45 inches of snow in 24 hours. Watertown, New York, 45 inches of snow.
Wow.
In 1900. Frosty the Snowman was, they had to put him on Weight Watchers after that. He was big. He was very big. First airplane flight from the deck of a ship happened on this date in 1910. Who was the guy that flew that first flight? Man, I used to know that guy's name.
Icarus and Dickarus. You remember the guys that made wings out of wax? And
that's not what he's talking about.
Oh.
He asked who the first person that flew the plane off the deck of a ship.
Icarus and Dickarus.
No. And Icarus is
Are
Greek
you
mythology.
smoking weed?
Yeah.
I just have to ask you that question. Are you smoking weed?
No, I haven't.
Icarus.
Are you doing any drugs?
My medication, yeah.
Okay, so Icarus flew too close to the sun.
Right.
All right. Has nothing to do with airplanes.
What the hell? Yale University went co-ed in 1968. Today is National Seatbelt Day, National Family PJ Day, and National Pickle Day. And when we have PJ Day and Pickle Day, just a reminder that slit in the front of your PJs, don't let anything slip out. Fixer-upper Chip Gaines is 49 years old. He's smashing walls. Didn't he get in trouble?
Yeah.
Him and his wife
divorced
divorced or something?
But they still live in Waco.
Joseph Simmons is 59 years old, probably best known from Run DMC. Patrick Warburton is 59 from Seinfeld. He was the Tick.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yanni is 69. Condoleezza Rice. She's not having rice for dinner. She's 69 also.
Wow.
King Charles is 75 today. And Wendy Carlos is 84. Wendy Carlos, of course, was the keyboardist that started out as Walter Carlos. And then he switched to Wendy Carlos. And today is World Kindness Week. We kicked that off today. That's everything going on this morning. National Anthem and the Pledge still to come. Our number 877-396-W105. Tom, if you would, wrap it up.
All right, so Neil chimes in again. He says the Big Ten Conference announced on Friday that the UNM, the University of Michigan, violated conduct for in-person scouting over many years. As a result, the conference suspended head coach Jim Harbaugh for the remainder of the year, effective immediately. Actually, what he got was 3-game suspension, and he already served one on Saturday. So, but he's going to present
suspended through the rest of the year.
No. Got 3 games. He got 3 games.
Tom, how many games are there left?
I think they got 4.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But no, it was not effective immediately because he's going to get to coach again. I mean, I'm not. He will coach in the Big Ten championship game. So
okay, God bless you, and you carry on.
I'm just saying, man. And he will be the next coach of Texas A&M.
No.
Just can you please get to the text?
All right.
It's already 8:09.
One more. The Trump indictments remind me.
Sucking the life out of me.
The Trump indictments remind me of the Kern Country witch hunt. If you don't know about it, research it.
County.
What did I say? Corn? Looks like an O to me.
Do you know what that is, Tom?
I've never heard of Corn
It says if you don't know, research it. History repeats itself.
History repeats itself.
You need to research it before you read it.
Texter didn't tell me what Kern Country is.
It's Kern County.
Oh.
It's 8:10, B.
Oh, my God. Can somebody please help me? My head hurts.
Anyway, you didn't say who that person was who flew off the plane. This texter says it was either John Glenn or Snoopy. Either one would be in that age group.
Bird something. They'll come to me.
He was the first guy also to go to the North Pole.
Yes, Tom. Yeah, I'm sure
Not
he
the same
did. Dude, oh, my dear Lord.
Let's do the pledge.
By God. National Anthem and the Pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Check her out today. 40 years in business. She is your farmer's insurance agent. Started when she was 19 years of age. Call Rebecca today, 575-393-2661. She can take care of all your insurance. Bundle it all together to save you a lot of money. She can take care of you in Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. That number again, 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge. It's 8:10.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so streaming, and the rockets rock the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you. 8:13, large prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
Father in heaven, I stand before you today and ask you to grant me the strength, to give the strength to power through all of the tasks today, whether it's small or big. It is by your will that I live on. Thank you, Lord.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Alrighty, 8:14, morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales, serving Southeast New Mexico with the largest inventory of new and pre-owned RVs. Toy haulers, they've got the, of course, the fifth wheels, ultralights, and more. Find them online at maintrailersaleinc.com. You can take the virtual tour of every unit on either one of their lots, or you can call and talk to David and the staff at 575-622 1751. Main Trailer Sales, almost 70 years in business, doing business the right way. Service after the sale, great, fair pricing, and, of course, a huge selection. MainTrailerSalesInc.com. Check them out today. Still a little fog out there this morning. Sunny skies by this afternoon. High temperature 60. Overnight low tonight with more fog tonight and tomorrow morning. 43 tonight, 67 coming up tomorrow. Check it in, finding out what's going on with news, being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, settling big cases out in the patch. $10 million case in the oil patch. Settled it. $9 million case for medical malpractice. And, of course, Luke Ragsdale settling cases when it comes to car accidents and slip and falls and any type of personal injury. Luke Ragsdale can take care of you. Also, if you've been involved in a criminal matter and you need somebody to defend you, RagsdaleLawFirm.com or 575-208-5300. It's already 8:15. Checking in with news now. Before we do that, though, let's qualify you for cash on W105.
Pop's Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. A convoy of coaches converging on D.C. with up to 100,000 people to join the March for Israel, showing support for Israel in its war with Hamas and condemning anti-Semitism. President Biden likely to see pro-Palestinian demonstrators in San Francisco at the APEC summit in a sit-down with China's President Xi.
So far, we've heard the White House lowering expectations for what could come out of this APEC summit, as well as a specific meeting between President Biden and the Chinese President Xi. Now, we've heard several cabinet-level members of this administration say that the administration wants to stabilize communications with China and focus on competition. Those would be the deliverables. We have heard nothing about being tough on China or confronting the Chinese leader for bad behavior that China continues to do.
Fox's Ed Lawrence. San Francisco cleared homeless from the streets, but a Czech news crew was robbed of their gear at gunpoint. America's listening to Fox News.
Calling all Second Amendment supporters. Hobbs Gun Club is having their annual meeting at 6 p.m. on Friday, December the 1st at the Hobbs Public Library. All are invited to attend. New officers will be elected and discussion of the year's business as well as range improvements will be held. Come to the Hobbs Gun Club annual meeting at the Hobbs Public Library at 6 p.m. on December the 1st. For more information, call Jerry, 575-390-4139. That's 575-390-4139. The Hobbs Gun Club annual meeting on December the 1st at the Hobbs Public Library.
It's the season of sickness, sniffles, and sneezes. But it doesn't have to be if you stay up to date on your vaccines. This fall and winter, you can breathe easy, knowing you have some help with your health, so you don't have to miss out on the sights, smells, and tastes of New Mexico's most wonderful time of year. Vaccines for the flu, COVID, and RSV are all available across the state. So don't wait. Vaccinate. Find an appointment at vaccinenm.org.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Guerrilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Guerrilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Get ready for the annual Electric Light Parade in Lovington coming up on Monday, November 27th. The Lovington Chamber of Commerce invites all of Lee County to participate. It's absolutely free, and you can apply at the Chamber office or at lovingtonchamber.org. While you're in Lovington, be sure to attend the first ever Christmas tree lighting at the courthouse, the Christmas extravaganza at the Methodist Church, presented by the Chamber Ambassadors, and the lighting of the courthouse. Monday, November 27th in Lovington. Kick off your holiday spirit with the annual Electric Light Parade.
Paid by Lovington Lodgers Tax.
Los Alamos Ammo presents the Lovington Gun Show, Saturday and Sunday, November 18th and 19th, 9 till 5 Saturday, 10 till 4 on Sunday. This is a buy, sell, and trade gun and knife show at the Lee County Fairgrounds, 101 South Commercial Street. This is an all-ages event, so bring the whole family. It's the Lovington Gun Show at the Lee County Fairground, November 18th and 19th. Be there.
Class A CDL driver and heavy equipment operator opportunities are available now at McNabb Partners in Hobbs. If you have Class A experience with a dump truck or belly end dump, apply today. If you have experience with a backhoe, track hoe, loaders, or road graders, hurry down to 5014 West Carlsbad Highway to apply. McNabb Partners also has openings for general laborers. Uniforms provided. Don't miss out on paid health, dental, vision, and life insurances, plus a 401k. Apply in person today, 5014 West Carlsbad Highway in Hobbs. McNabb Partners is an equal opportunity employer. Must pass pre-employment drug screen.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you're wanting to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000 at Destiny Real Estate. Our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
Happy holidays from Lee County Electric, your community's power source and partner in spreading joy and light. Don't miss the second annual MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight, where we're making a difference one meal at a time. Your Country W105 and B107 The Blaze will be in Lovington on Friday, November 17th from 3 to 6 p.m. at Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D. They've partnered with the United Way of Lee County to help ensure that everyone has food to cook for their Thanksgiving meals. Lee County Electric, bringing you the second annual MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight, a 2-day event starting in Lovington on Friday, November 17th, 3 to 6 p.m. at Bob's Thriftway.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
Before Russia attacked, we made sure Russia had javelins and other weapons.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Here it comes. Okay, I'm ready.
Don't get up without us.
All right, we got the boob of the day coming up in just a second. Just reading a story that came across Fox. Biden officials rebel against the president on his stance and have signed a letter that they sent to the president. Oh, this is, I mean, if he pulled out the P word to David Axelrod, can you imagine what he's going to say to his own staff? More than 40 departments have signed the letter, and 400 government officials plan to walk out at some point this week.
Interesting.
Going against the president of the United States.
Hey,
their boss.
I know how we can save money for this budget shutdown.
Yeah, just lay them all off.
Yeah. They walk out, no check.
Hey, you know how many employees we added when Joe Biden took office? We added tons of employees.
Didn't he double the number?
Yes. We're top heavy. So probably we could probably lay a bunch of them off and still get the job done. Half of them are probably not even working. They're probably working from home. Did you see the story that Swiss Miss candles went on sale and sold out like in 4 days?
Not
Swiss Miss, the little chocolate. I wonder if it had the little marshmallows.
It sure smelled like it, I bet.
Yeah. So, I mean, us Americans, we like our candies to be fattening also. And a Virginia woman scored a $150,000 prize from a scratch-off ticket just moments after obtaining some good karma.
Yeah, that was the good news yesterday.
Yeah. So, which is pretty. Now she's going to get some more good karma. She'll have to pay taxes. Yeah, that's going to be good. Black Friday is a week from Friday. Can we call it Black Friday now?
I was going to say, are they going to come and say that that's racist?
I don't know if we can.
Why don't we call it? See, there's so many things, because if you're in debt, you're considered in the red,
right?
And in profitable, you're in the black. So you can't. If you can't say Black Friday, can you say no longer Red Friday? I don't even know if you can say that.
No, let's just call it Black and Blue Friday, because after getting run over and beat up trying to get stuff, that's So it's a week away, and Philadelphia police are saying that they're going to be out in force. They're going to be out in force because of Black Friday. Yes, because of Black Friday. Yep.
In Philadelphia, isn't that just Friday?
That would be called the weekend, or every day of the week. Business is booming nowadays for pet psychiatrists, animal communicators. They communicate with your animal and tell your animal what you're thinking. And they're charging people $85 for 40 minutes. This seems like a psychic gone wild, except it's legal.
Pet owners will pay for anything.
$85 for 40 minutes talking to your, and you know damn good and well dogs might listen. Cats ain't listening to no psychic. No way in hell. Cats are like, I'm going to do what I want to do. Nobody's going to tell me different. Looks like U.S. Supreme Court yesterday announced a formal code of conduct for ethical behavior for the 9 justices. We'll see where that goes. And Monday Night Football last night. Tom, a kind of wild game. Came down to
a field goal.
Yeah, minutes into the game. Buffalo penalty set up the win, but the Bills ended up Denver came back and won that game, right?
Yeah, they've won 3 of the last 4 games. They're 4-5 on the season.
Well, they've lost against pretty bad teams, and they've won against Kansas City and Buffalo.
Right.
And,
2 contenders.
But that game on Monday night, that wrapped up the weekend. I was noticing that there was like 4 or 5 games this last weekend in the NFL were all decided by last-minute field goals.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
A woman charged with street racing in Roswell on Sunday. Car racing incident involved 2 cars. Early Sunday ended up with a crash and the arrest of a local woman. Chaves County Undersheriff saying that no one was injured in the single vehicle crash that happened when the vehicles, one of them went out of control, and Sydney Gomez, 26 years old, she was arrested and charged with 1 count of aggravated fleeing from law enforcement and racing on streets and highways. Brand new Gallup poll says that 65% of Americans believe that John F. Kennedy's assassination was a conspiracy. So, Tom, you're out of the 65% because we know where you stand. You think that Oswald made the shot. 65% of Americans believe that there was a conspiracy.
And I know,
by the way, a great majority of them.
Yeah, I know Russ said that he believed it was the Secret Service guy behind him. I actually saw a documentary on that Sunday on the Secret Service guy who to this day feels guilty that he wasn't able to save the president.
By the way, 81% believe it's a conspiracy that are Republicans and independents. 85%.
So
by the way, 68% of Democrats.
I was going to say, are you saying that the majority of Democrats think that Oswald took the shot?
Some. But 68% believe there was a conspiracy. Virginia high school team routs an opponent in a playoff game. This is crazy. And I mean, what do you do if you don't have the mercy rule?
You play.
So the high school, I mean, what do you do?
You teach the kids a valuable life lesson if you don't have the mercy rule. And that is sometimes teams are just that much better than you, and you have to work harder.
104-0.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Pobus improved their record to 11-0 on the season, and they took down their opponent, the Jamestown Eagles, who ended their season 1-10. How the hell does a 1-10 team get to the playoffs?
Right, that's right.
That would be question number one.
Tom did the seeding on that.
Right.
But we have the same thing in New Mexico, where teams that won one district game get into the
We're a
playoffs.
smaller state, that's why. So, but
I get that. But if you won one district game, you should not be in the playoffs.
been a sorry district that they came out of. But I would have taken that football team off the field. Why?
Why are you going to take them off the field?
Because they already got beat 104-0. Are you kidding me? What are you going to teach those kids from a loss like that?
You're going to teach them a life lesson that sometimes take your bruises. Have you ever played football? Have you ever played?
No.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was just.
Come on, man. What are you going to really, Blake? You said to teach them something valuable lesson, right?
I did, and then I said what that lesson was.
And no.
You don't think you should teach kids lessons?
No.
I wish somebody would have taught you the
them
lesson.
Kids are going to get hurt. Number one.
Did anybody get hurt, Tom?
In a game like that?
Did anybody get hurt?
Well, yeah, they got hurt. They got hurt mentally, man.
No, they didn't.
They did.
Oh my goodness!
Somebody got hurt.
They quit.
Please don't go.
They were 1-10.
We'll play for another day.
They were 1-10. We should give them a trophy. That's what Tom thinks.
I wonder what the scores were in the other 10 games, the other 11 games.
Why don't we just outlaw sports? Because somebody's going to lose every time.
Well, I'm glad New Mexico has the mercy rule. Texas ain't got no mercy rule.
Somebody might get hurt.
I covered a lot of games like that too.
Kids learned a lesson. Valuable lesson. All right, looks like University of New Mexico's graduate workers plan to walk out coming up today for better pay. They're walking out. Wait, you're a graduate worker.
That's a grad student that's working at the university.
So this is your chance to gain experience while you're still going to school. Isn't that what a grad student is?
Yes.
So, but you want more money. Wow.
Most of them already make enough as grad. Now, they don't make a lot, obviously, because they're grad students.
Right.
But most of them, they file for various grants and various, scholarships and whatnot.
And many of them are on food stamps.
Right. And they get their housing paid for. They get their schooling paid for in a great majority of cases, not all cases, of course. But,
so you're going to mess up a good thing.
Yeah.
You're going to mess up a real good thing. Randy Weingarten. Tom, you know who that is?
Randy, yeah, but I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know who it is. It was in the neighborhood. Anyway, she is the president of the American Federation of Teachers, the union. And she is the number of kids being homeschooled has risen. And you're not going to believe what she blames that on.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, do tell.
She blames it on Donald Trump.
God, please.
Thank you. No, the reason why people are homeschooling their kids. There's multiple reasons. Unsafe schools.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened to that kid in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So he jumped in to tell him to quit beating up his friend, and 15 thugs beat him to death.
Mm-hmm.
And then another kid tried saying, hey, guys, stop it. And they beat him, not to death, but on the verge of death.
Within an inch of it.
And everybody is afraid to say it, but I'm not, so I'll say it. Look at the group of individuals. Because I'm going to tell you, if it was a bunch of white kids that beat up a black kid, it would be all over TV. But if it's a bunch of black kids that beat up that poor white kid, you're not going to hear anything about that. They're not going to mention race one iota. So people don't feel safe with their kids in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at the graduation rate. Look where our kids are at when it comes to testing scores.
Yeah, when you said raping, I mean the teachers are raping these kids too.
Well, we've had, true story. We've had one of those stories every week for the past 4 weeks. Sad but true. And it's women taking advantage of boys. I don't get it. I really don't. Aren't there any grown men where you live? It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. All right, we're going to get to the boob of the day coming up. 8:36 morning show this morning being brought to you by At Last Makeup Mirror. Get in touch with Rebecca Long this morning. 575-631-3189. You can also go to the website atlastmakeupmirror.com. By the way, Rebecca Long just wants to thank our listeners. She's going to give a 20% discount from now through Christmas at atlastmakeupmirror.com. Discount code W105. Look, Rebecca has been very, very busy this year, and she met a guy who was the original shark on Shark Tank. His name is Kevin Harrington, and he loved her mirror. He endorsed her mirror in a commercial that's airing right now in Texas on HGTV, also on ESPN2 and the Food Network, Lifetime, and on Fox News. And if you haven't seen the At Last Makeup Mirror, you ought to go check it out. Also, the At Last Makeup Mirror is in Hobbs at Albertsons, aisle 14 in Hobbs, aisle 16 at Albertsons in Carlsbad. So go pick it up today. At Last Makeup Mirror. By the way, you'll get a 20% discount at when you buy in store. So, and if you haven't seen it yet in Midland and Odessa, you can buy the mirror at the Market Street in Midland and Odessa. Grab your groceries and pick up the mirror. And Rebecca is going to supposedly January 11th, she's going to be on CBS Morning Show.
Mm-hmm.
So which is pretty, that's super, super cool for a Lee County girl. Really is. And if you haven't met Rebecca, she is just the salt of the earth, good people, and came up with the idea for the best mirror on the market. At Last Makeup Mirror, atlastmakeupmirror.com. Don't forget, keyword W105 to save 20% today, or you can stop in at Albertsons and pick yours up in Carlsbad and Hobbs. 8:38, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, do the boob of the day when we come back on the other side. Tom and the text, if you would get it all ready, and we'll get to that coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Janco Janitorial. Find them on West Main and Artesia. JancoJanitorial.com, or you can call Amber 575-703-1869.
All right. One thing we should think about is this.
Can I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
575-703-1869. Give them a call today. Janko Janitorial. They have all your janitorial supplies. They can clean your office. They can take care of everything, industrial, all-field cleaning, commercial cleaning. JankoJanitorial.com. 575-703-1869. It would help if you'd listen to the show. Go ahead.
Thanks, B. All right, one thing we should think about. Did anyone notice how many terrorists are in our country? Just look at the Hamas supporters and the politicians who support them on TV. We have them in our backyard, and that's really scary, says this text. They have been practicing to take us over, and our children will be what they get after first. There already shows us they don't care about age, says the texter. And where were these teachers when I was in school, says this other texter. And are y'all listening? This one texter says, paying attention to what Tom is saying. He's taking it right out of the Democrats' playbook. Smokey in Arizona was saying.
Well, you damn sure ain't listening to this show.
Well, he's going to conveniently skip the one that was right before that, which is what it's talking about, that says it teaches them to never quit and what it feels like to be in the playoffs. That's what that game teaches them.
I see.
Thank you. Hey, don't forget, we're going to be out and about coming up Friday and Saturday.
Yes,
we will
sir.
be in Artesia at Fenn's and at Bob's on Friday, and then Saturday in Carlsbad at La Tienda and at Albertsons Market in Hobbs. Be looking for us 3 to 6, Friday and Saturday. Drop off your canned goods, non-perishable goods, and this is all, of course, coming up to Thanksgiving. So 2-day event going on in Lovington, Artesia, Carlsbad, and Hobbs. We need you to please give. And by the way, United Way is going to be in charge of handing out all the food. So stop by and see everybody Friday and Saturday, and please give. You can give cash, you can give canned goods, perishable items, non-perishable items, and more. Check it out, going out all weekend. 19 minutes away from 9 o'clock, 19 away from 9. Let's get updated with news. We'll qualify you for the cash. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128, exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. Twin Wells Fuel Station, open to the public, large facility, covered area, very, very nice. They always have diesel, DEF value, red diesel, green diesel, unleaded, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Check them out today. We're coming right back. Boob of the day up next on W105. Let's qualify folks for cash.
Pop's Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Jim Miller. FEMA's now paid out a total of $116 million in claims for Hermit's Peak, Calf Canyon wildfire recovery. More than $84 million has gone to individuals and households. FEMA's been processing compensation claims for the largest wildfire in New Mexico's history. The fire sparked by a prescribed burn that spun out of control. More than 2,500 claimants have submitted claims to FEMA. So far, FEMA's paid out 610 payments. Over 570 individuals and households have received a payout, according to FEMA. FEMA. 18 businesses, 5 nonprofits, 3 government entities, and 2 tribal entities have received payouts, according to FEMA. Food insecurity soaring in Sunland Park, Nona Ana County's southernmost community of about 17,400 people along the U.S.-Mexico border, but the need for food assistance far outpacing the resources of the main nonprofit working in the city to alleviate hunger. Several factors contributing to demand for food aid across southern New Mexico, including in Sunland Park. The bumper demand means that families and individuals who need help in this vibrant, mostly Hispanic and Latino border community receiving a basket of groceries about once every 6 months. Due to a rotation schedule, the nonprofit, the Southern New Mexico Project, was forced to implement to distribute its limited food allotment as fairly as possible. Lincoln County Sheriff's Office reporting that one of their deputies hit and killed a bull elk in the unit Sunday night. Patrol unit was significantly damaged from the crash, but the Sheriff's Office says no deputies were injured. The crash occurred in Glencoe, New Mexico on Highway 70 just after 8 in the evening. Sheriff Michael Wood wants to remind community members to drive safely. Says wildfires are on the move and things can happen fast, he says. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Once again, it's time to make sure no one in the area goes hungry this Thanksgiving with the MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight. We're teaming up with United Way offices in Lee and Eddy counties, as well as grocery stores in Hobbs, Carlsbad, Lovington, and Artesia to fight hunger in our communities. With food prices still high, more people than usual are struggling during the already tough Thanksgiving season. But with your help, we can make sure they don't have to go without. As part of this 2-day event, we'll be in Lovington and Artesia November 17th and Carlsbad and Hobbs November 18th. Made possible by our platinum sponsors, Rig and Scrub Outfitters, The Tree Service LLC, and SDR Enterprises. Our silver sponsor, Forest Tire. Our bronze sponsors, Pettigrew & Associates and The Gun Shack. And our basic sponsors, Lee County Electric, Great Partners LLC, Carlsbad Chevy, and the Lovington Chamber of Commerce. Be as generous as you can with food or monetary donations. And join us at Fenn's Country Market, 3 to 6 p.m. on Friday, November 17th, for the MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight.
I don't feel like hauling away all this junk. I wish there was someone I could pay to do it for me.
There is. NM Junk Masters can handle your junk piles of any size, as well as handle your small demolitions. That's right. NM Junk Masters will help with those old, rundown sheds, unused animal stalls, unwanted RVs, condemned single wides, and so much more. Call NM Junk Masters for a free estimate today. 575-552-5093. You can also find them on Facebook. NM Junk Masters. 575-552-5093.
Looking for oilfield, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Dear Plugged In, you in on this? Toyota's versatile SUVs roll up their sleeves and take on tough jobs. Dress up for a night out, or haul your family and friends with their spacious interiors. And they're available with some real sweet tech. Want a hybrid SUV? Oh yeah, they got those too. All with a slew of standard features so you won't break the bank. Get the juice at Toyota.com, folks.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places. November 18th and 19th, it's the 5th annual Boys and Girls Club of Carlsbad's Fishing Derby. 2 big days of fishing fun and prizes, like a $1,000 cash tag fish or a $500 prize for the biggest catfish. Trout, catfish, and bass fishing with all waters open, and fish must be alive. More cash and prizes to be announced and all to be given away. Registration is Friday, November 17th at 1 p.m. at the Lower Tansel Dam. And thank you to sponsors TriStar Services, Steady Trucking, Barco Electric, and Silver Bullet Transportation. Don't miss the 5th annual Boys and Girls Club of Carlsbad's Fishing Derby, November 18th and 19th, paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
This week, Bob's Ridgeway has some pre-Thanksgiving savings to get you ready for the holidays. Like honeysuckle white turkey, grade A, extra tender and juicy with timer, $1.59 a pound. Cooked shank portion bone-in ham, $1.67 a pound. Honeysuckle white turkey breast, $2.49 a pound, and get the top B baking hens, only $1.49 a pound. Pillsbury pie crust, $3.48, and Cool Whip topping, big 8-ounce ounce, less than $2. Food Club cake mixes, 79 cents a box. Betty Crocker brownie mixes, 5 for $5. And get your Food Club graham cracker pie crust, only 98 cents. Everything you need for the holidays on special, along with over 150 grocery specials you'll find in every aisle. We're your grocery dollar this holiday, and every Thanksgiving has always went farther. Bob's Ritway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
Basically the same dose, but a smaller dose.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
All right, people, let's move it.
Drive in today with the best damn morning show on earth.
All right, 8:49. We are B and the Breakfast Club boob of the day. In just a second, looks like a woman in Australia responded to a home in Queensland. Woman walked out the door, and she discovered a giant python right outside her door. I mean, don't they have some big snakes down under?
They got a lot of big everything. Spiders.
Snakes. All that stuff.
Crocodiles.
Looks like, remember the story about the woman that got a tattoo to show her love for Kevin on her forehead?
Right.
Remember that story? It was a fake. Turns out it's not true. The whole thing was a fake. And Chris Angle got married back in 2015 to Shauna Benson, and they got a divorce last year. They shared 3 kids now, even though one of them has disappeared. But that was just, that was just part of a stunt, I guess he did. He proposed to her again, and they're not getting married, but they're together. I actually think that's pretty cool.
Well, I mean,
go
ahead.
That they found love and then fell out of love and now found it again.
Well, I think that's cool too. But if you're going to propose, don't you think you should just kind of go ahead and go through with it? If you know,
I guess, but they don't want to just jump in. I mean, they already called it quits once.
Yeah, true.
So they just, they're going to take it slow, I guess. Father begs Joe Biden at his son's funeral not to pressure Israel to stop fighting. So heartfelt plea to President Joe Biden not to pressure Israel to stop fighting Hamas was offered by a doctor. His son, his funeral was held at a military cemetery in Israel. And he said, please do not tell Netanyahu to quit fighting. Netanyahu, by the way, came out today and said, we're not stopping. We're not stopping.
We'll wipe you off, he said.
He said, because these animals could be in your backyard. In America and in Europe.
They're here.
We talk about deporting people. Have you seen what's going on in Europe lately? They are deporting people.
Yes.
They have finally discovered. Yeah, they finally said enough is enough. We're going to deport people. But here in America, we're not deporting anybody. Speaker Johnson talked to Newsmax yesterday about the impeachment and Mayorkas's slow process. And I'm disappointed. He said even though the evidence stacks up against Mayorkas and Biden, Republicans will not jump to impeach like the Democrats did 2 times with Donald Trump. We are going to take the process slow and steady. Joe Biden will be out of office by the time that happens.
Yeah, but
maybe that's...
Yeah, they also know they don't have the votes in the Senate to impeach the guy.
Well,
to throw him out of office
right now.
So do you have the votes to impeach?
Maybe impeach him, but maybe they got to. Yeah, they can't remove the guy.
So why not vote for the impeachment?
It won't happen. The only one
that didn't answer my question.
Well, the only one that came close was Nixon, but he resigned
that
before
still
all
didn't
that
answer
happened.
my question.
Which was,
why not go ahead and impeach him?
Why spend my tax dollars on it when I know it ain't going nowhere?
They did it to Trump twice.
Hey, did he get to the Senate?
He was impeached twice.
Well, evidently,
well, was he thrown out of office?
You don't understand the process.
Yes, I do.
And removal.
That Senate's got to remove you if they decide to vote to kick you out.
That's
Evidently,
two different things.
You do not understand the difference between impeachment.
All right, Mr.
Removal.
Washington, D.C., explain it to me.
The House votes to impeach.
Right.
The Senate votes to remove.
To kick you out, exactly.
Two different things.
So,
but you got to have the votes in the Senate.
No, you don't. It's in the House.
No, that once it goes to the Senate, you got they if they're going to throw you out, you got to have the vote.
We didn't say that. We said the House needs to impeach him.
Yes, I agree.
Has nothing to do with the Senate.
Yes, it does.
I'm looking for my drill. I really need to drill a hole in my head because.
By the way, Kevin, the Biden just got done speaking at the quote unquote historic climate assessment.
Oh
God.
It is the ultimate threat to humanity. It is the ultimate threat to humanity. It's not his policies. It's not Bidenomics. It's not the terrorists that came knocking and nobody was at the door, so they just came right in.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's climate change. That's the big, we're in big trouble, Tom.
You know,
big trouble.
And I hate to go backwards a little bit, but I'm going to about the whole impeachment thing. Tom kind of reminds me that out there's a lot of people who don't understand what the process is. And I think that our listeners are smarter than Tom is on this one. And I would just like to know how many of our listeners out there text in if you understand it's a two-part process. There's an impeachment and then there's a removal, and they're two different things.
Senate trial. And remember, Nixon was under the Senate trial, remember?
Okay.
But he resigned before they could throw him out.
Okay, so if you understand the process, text in and let me know that you understand the process.
No, I'm right. You're right, and so am I.
Tom.
I'm right, and so you are. So are you.
You hurt my head, is what you do. We never said anything about removal. We said something about impeachment.
Right. That's the first process.
Thank you for that, Mr. Obvious. Appreciate that.
We should have a civics hour sometime.
We ought to have a common sense hour. Common sense hour with Tom A. Being brought to you by, we can actually have a sponsor.
That would be awesome.
Ooh, that'd be cool. On the text, Tommy in Carlsbad says, I absolutely understand the process. And I agree with Tommy. It's a two-part
No,
process.
that's not what it says. It says, I agree it's a two-part process, and Tom is an idiot.
Wow, they're always going to say I'm an idiot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Doesn't say anything about agreeing with you.
No. Nobody agrees with you.
And it's a two-step process. One group of politicians cannot control everything. That's what I was trying to say. And there you go.
Did we dispute that?
We were only talking about one part of the process, which was the impeachment.
Right.
Had nothing to do with the Senate side of it.
I was talking about the second part of it.
So you just weren't going to participate in the actual conversation.
I was. But I was making my point, and I made it.
By the way, I am debating if the boob of the day should be Tom. I'm just debating right now. Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics Medical Professionals on staff. Find out more information about Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. We are discovering new things about functional medicine every day. We are discovering things that stem cell can help with. Yeah, I thought, I knew that it could help with pain and rejuvenating things that over time have been broke down with old age or maybe accidents. I had a buddy of mine that got stem cell in his hips and is like a new man out there playing tennis every day and all kind of stuff. But also, I had no idea stem cell could take effect and help with diabetes and high blood pressure and all kind of other things. Go talk to Kelly Pfeiffer today about stem cell, about maybe ozone therapy, cryotherapy. And if you're going through menopause, ladies, you got to go talk to them about hormonal optimization. Guys, testosterone could be the answer to you living your life and not having any energy. The libido is completely gone. Life is not what it used to be. Rejuvenate all that with testosterone. Find out more information. Go talk to Kelly Pfeiffer. Check him out, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Also online at thedesertfma.com. Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Okay. I'm glad I don't live next to this guy. A 64-year-old man in Iowa named Doug Kustra is facing charges for painting his neighbor's plants.
Uh-oh.
Yep. He got arrested on Friday. Police say there's security footage of him walking onto the property and, quote, applying paint to some of their plants outside. They estimate the plants were worth about $40. It's not clear if he had some kind of beef with his neighbors or what was going on, but it's not the first time that Doug has vandalized someone's property in a, quote, creative way. Earlier this year, he got arrested 3 times in the span of 6 days. We don't know if it was the same neighbor or not, but back in May, he dismantled someone's porch lights and turned on the spigots outside to flood their yard. Cops think he also removed a bunch of flags that were part of a Memorial Day display. Then he trespassed on someone else's property, broke a motion sensor light, and did the whole water spigot flooding the yard thing again. He's been he's been dealing with multiple charges for all that stuff, and now he's facing additional charges for painting his neighbor's plants, trespassing, and criminal mischief. And for all that, Doug Kustra in Iowa, you are the boob of the day.
Sounds to me like he's got a serious problem.
Right.
Get off my lawn now.
Except it's not his lawn, it's his neighbor's lawn.
Yes. Crazy. All right, Tom on the text, 877-396-W105. We'll talk about a couple that were they were a little too happy to see each other, and nearly 24 toddlers are sick. I'll tell you how they got sick. We'll get to that coming up in a second. We're B on the Breakfast Club, KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM.
You know, this text is saying Jenna Ellis told the Georgia prosecutors that a top presidential aide said to her in December of 2020 that the boss did not plan to leave the White House under any circumstances. And Ellis and Powell gave also damning testimony against Trump on plea deals.
Thank you, Lovington liberal.
Yeah, that's who that was this morning.
Yeah, and you didn't have to tell me.
Yeah. Anyway,
did we take their name off of it? Because that's not the Lovington liberal phone number.
Yeah, it wasn't him. And now look at impeachment like a grand jury. The House can indict the president, but the Senate has to convict them. Exactly right on that one. And that's what I was trying to convey. But people misunderstood me. And another texter says it's a
just say it right.
We were just having a conversation about a particular topic, and you went over to a whole nother portion.
I did. You didn't get it. And it's a 2-part series.
No, it's not that we didn't get it. You didn't get it.
And how about this texter says, we impeach Tommy, says the texter.
And
how
would
you impeach me?
One more, the top one. Tell Tom to stop licking the windows.
I am actually for impeaching Tommy.
Oh. And Tommy says...
And removing him, too. And removing him, because he makes my head hurt.
Tommy Carlton says, also understand you can preach to the choir all day long, and Tommy is not going to change his eating habits until he is comatose on a feeding tube.
I am with you. I am with you. Yeah. That's part of the reason I retired. I didn't want to be the guy that finds him in the back.
Yeah.
And they have to get a man lift to get him out the building.
I love my bunker. I got a heater back there now. And an air conditioner.
Did you see that rattlesnake?
And you're part-time.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to be back there.
Right.
So that's awesome. Looks like a couple arrested. They were fully nude. And they were doing things that they probably shouldn't have been doing on a Florida causeway in front of children and other witnesses. By the way, when cops got there, they said, they're just taking care of business.
See, I expected the Iowa guy to be Florida earlier.
I mean, the man was not hiring anything. Everything was exposed. The heck's the matter with you guys? I mean, rooms aren't that expensive. They really aren't. Maybe next time, think about that. They're cheaper than going to jail. And nearly 24 toddlers are sick from lead linked to tainted applesauce. If you have applesauce going under the brand name Wana Banana Apple Cinnamon Sauce or Smucker's Applesauce, you might want to check that out. Has lead in it, and the CDC is warning folks. All right, 877-396-W105, Tom A. We've got good news of the day coming up. Before we take a break, looks like Donald Trump wins the Electoral College versus Biden, and DeSantis has very little chance now of winning the presidency, but former President Donald Trump would win the Electoral College, according to this brand new survey that is coming out. And Biden, his popularity continues to go down. We're now down to 32% approval rating. 32%. How can you get elected with a 32% approval rating and your vice president, her approval rating is actually less than that?
Well, you rigged the election again.
I don't think you can be elected.
Tom kind of had a solution there, actually. Go ahead, Tom.
You rigged the election like they did last time.
Yes, that would be the only way. Yes, 100% correct. Thank you, Tom.
And Rick Norris. Go ahead.
That would be the only way.
We got a texter here. Rick Norris says, rooms might be cheaper than jail, but you can get a motel for under $200. You can't get a motel for under $200 anymore, says the Rick.
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
under $100. Yeah. I can get Best Western, La Quinta, $79.
Nice.
Well, not in the Patch.
No, not in Carlsbad. No, but you're lucky you got a bunch of back roads that you can go on. Okay, Rick?
Right.
Tom?
Did you guys see that Amazon is selling merchandise from the river to the sea merchandise?
I didn't see it, but it doesn't surprise me.
And, Amazon and Walmart were selling ISIS flags not that long ago. So that doesn't surprise me. Mm-mm. I remember that it made national news that a guy goes into the Walmart and wanted the cake. You know how you can bring a picture and they'll take a copy of the picture and then they'll make the cake to look like the picture. So he brought a picture of the Confederate flag from the General Lee. And he wanted them to make his cake with the Confederate flag. They told him they could not do that. So the next day, he came back with the ISIS flag.
Mm-hmm.
They had no problem with that. So that was kind of problematic just a little bit. ISIS, okay. Confederate flag, not okay. Not good. All right, 9:09. We're going to take a break. Tom, wrap up those texts.
All right, so Tom A is a common sense vacuum, says the texter. Now, what did you say about that text? You read it. Tell Tom to stop licking the windows.
That's what it says.
What does that mean?
Stop licking the windows.
I don't know what that means.
You can look it up later.
Oh, okay. B.
All right, let's take a break. Keep you updated with everything going on. 9:09, good news of the day coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by your mountain getaway. Mayhill, New Mexico, Camp Tall Pines. CampTallPines.com for more info. Follow these guys on Facebook. They offer cozy cabins, also the raised platform campsites, better known as glamping, and RV hookups. And lots of things to do once you get up to Camp of the Tall Pines. I mean, maybe you just want to hang out and enjoy a change in the weather. Or maybe you want to do disc golf. They have an 18-hole course. They also have fishing that's available. Stock pond. High ropes and low ropes and mountain biking and just being one with nature. Give them a call, 575-687-4101, or go to the website, camptallpines.com. You can always follow them on Facebook. Taking a break, keeping you updated with everything going on. Be in the Breakfast Club on W105. Let's qualify folks for cash. We'll check in with news, come right back. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105.
Pop's Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm CJ Pop at the National Mall. The setting for what organizers believe could be 100,000 people there to support Israel's war against Hamas. Fox's Mark Meredith is there.
Heavy security. We have seen some of the roadblocks set up all along the National Mall. Traditionally, this area would be packed with tourists, people running around, even on a cold day. Instead, it's all locked down. People will have to go through the magnetometers to get there.
March for Israel organizer William Daroff describes how people are feeling in Israel watching the rally.
They will be, I'm sure, comforted by the fact that there will be tens and thousands of Americans, Jews, Christians, and everybody in between who will be marching in support of Israel.
He joined America's Newsroom last hour. President Biden leaves Washington for an Asian-Pacific Leaders Summit in San Francisco today. He'll meet face-to-face tomorrow with China's leader. America's listening to Fox News.
Get ready for the annual Electric Light Parade in Lovington coming up on Monday, November 27th. The Lovington Chamber of Commerce invites all of Lee County to participate. It's absolutely free, and you can apply at the Chamber office or at lovingtonchamber.org. While you're in Lovington, be sure to attend the first ever Christmas tree lighting at the courthouse, the Christmas extravaganza at the Methodist Church, presented by the Chamber Ambassadors, and the lighting of the courthouse. Monday, November 27th in Lovington. Kick off your holiday spirit with the annual Electric Light Parade.
Paid by Lovington Lodgers Tax.
American Oil and Natural Gas provides a reliable energy solution, powers our economy, and ensures energy independence over foreign sources. As one of the country's leading producers, Coterra Energy has a responsibility to help meet these needs. They're growing their team and bringing on new team members who are passionate about energy and making a difference in the Permian Basin. New team members receive a sign-on bonus and have access to an incredible benefits package. To apply, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Holy cannoli! No matter when, no matter where, no matter what, Nomad provides the highest quality, full line of organic products and the friendliest, most educated staff in southeast New Mexico. With locations in Tatum and Hobbs, Nomad can guide the first-time nervous customer as well as cater to connoisseurs and medical patients. You can stop by their one-of-a-kind retail locations at 223 West Broadway in Tatum or at 3501 North Grimes in Hobbs. Reach for the top shelf today at Nomad.
Must be 21. Do not use if pregnant. Do not operate heavy machinery. Not FDA approved.
Calling all clay shooters. Join us for the second annual Freedom Isn't Free Sporting Clay Shoot at Creekside Clays in Artesia, New Mexico, November 25th. The Second Amendment has never been more under attack than now. Come support conservative Republican Harlan Vincent, who will continue to fight for your freedoms. Early registration and sponsorships are available at harlanvincentfornm.com. For more information, call Rhonda at 575-937-1475. That's 575-937-1475.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Los Alamos Ammo presents the Lovington Gun Show, Saturday and Sunday, November 18th and 19th, 9 till 5 Saturday, 10 till 4 on Sunday. This is a buy, sell, and trade gun and knife show at the Lee County Fairgrounds, 101 South Commercial Street. This is an all-ages event, so bring the whole family. It's the Lovington Gun Show at the Lee County Fairground, November 18th and 19th. Be there.
Are you a caregiver of a friend or family member that could use some support? We're here for you. Introducing New Mexicare, a program dedicated to caring for our families. We offer significant financial assistance and comprehensive training to empower both caregivers and older adults to flourish in the comfort of home. To see if you're eligible to enroll in the program, visit newmexicare.org. That's newmexicare.org.
Forest Tire cares about your time. You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
November 18th and 19th, it's the 5th annual Boys and Girls Club of Carlsbad's Fishing Derby. 2 big days of fishing fun and prizes, like a $1,000 cash tagged fish or a $500 prize for the biggest catfish. Trout, catfish, and bass fishing with all waters open, and fish must be alive. More cash and prizes to be announced and all to be given away. Registration is Friday, November 17th at 1 p.m. at the Lower Tansel Dam. And thank you to sponsors TriStar Services, Steady Trucking, Barco Electric, and Silver Bullet Transportation. Don't miss the 5th annual Boys and Girls Club of Carlsbad's Fishing Derby, November 18th and 19th, paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
This week, Bob's Ridgeway has some pre-Thanksgiving savings to get you ready for the holidays. Like honeysuckle white turkey, grade A, extra tender and juicy with timer, $1.59 a pound. Cooked shank portion bone-in ham, $1.67 a pound. Honeysuckle white turkey breast, $2.49 a pound, and get the top B baking hens, only $1.49 a pound. Pillsbury pie crust, $3.48, and Cool Whip topping, big 8-ounce, less than $2. Food Club cake mixes, 79 cents a box. Betty Crocker brownie mixes, 5 for $5. And get your Food Club graham cracker pie crust, only 98 cents. Everything you need for the holidays on special, along with over 150 grocery specials you'll find in every aisle. We're your grocery dollar this holiday, and every Thanksgiving has always went farther. Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
Guess what? 500 million people have watched what I've done out of my basement.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
The most annoying man in the history of planet Earth is on the air.
877-396-W105. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Taylor Swift changed the lyrics to her song, Karma. Yeah, to include the World Chiefs, because now her man is playing for the Chiefs.
Well, for the time being.
Yeah.
You know,
and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I had no idea that her man actually got kicked off the Cincinnati football team. Did you guys know this?
I didn't.
This is a great story to tell kids, that he got kicked off the University of Cincinnati football team, because the new coach came in And he was doing a little recreational stuff, like, smoking a lot of smoke and drinking a lot of drink. And they kicked him off the team. His brother went and begged the coach to take him back. So they held him out there. He lost his scholarship, had to pay for his own school.
Ooh.
And worked his way back on the team, gained back his scholarship, and then ended up in the NFL. It's a great story. And I mean, when we talk about kids that get beat up and kicked off the team, and I say beat up, I'm talking about emotionally.
Well, Tom wouldn't. He would say that they shouldn't be kicked off the team because that doesn't teach them anything.
Just no discipline at all. Just let them run rampant. But yesterday we had the whole thing with Lane Kiffin, and so this coach is like, "You're done. Get off the team. You want to go smoke weed? Go smoke weed." And kicked him off the team, and he had to undergo drug tests. Had to maintain a 3.0 average and could not miss one class. So that was some of the rules that they laid out to him. He followed every one of them, and I think part of his success in the NFL today is because he found the meaning of discipline.
He learned those life lessons.
Yeah,
but
you can't lay around smoking weed all day, missing class.
That's how the story started. The way the story ends is Taylor Swift is already working on her new song, I Broke Up with a Tight End.
Welcome, Russ.
Bad. Did you guys see the Chicago migrants are returning to Venezuela ahead of the winter? They were like, it's just too nasty here. And we're gonna go home. So it would be cheaper for America to give them airline tickets home. I mean, I don't want to give them free airline tickets, but it would be cheaper in the long run for us to just send them home. It's twofold. They go home and they spread the word. It ain't all that it's made out to be.
That's not what
don't go.
They're going to go home and they're going to say, look, we went to America and they gave us all this free stuff and even gave us a round trip ticket home for the holidays.
Oh, maybe. 2 parts. 2 people that should be arrested in connection with a fire in Atlanta at an apartment complex. And hundreds of people were evacuated from this apartment complex on Friday. Investigators determined the cause of the fire were fireworks that ignited on the rooftop. Hundreds of people, and they've got 2 suspects that could face first-degree criminal damage to property and all kind of other charges, all because of fireworks. Crazy. 877-396-W105. Tom on the text. Go ahead.
All right, so this texter said maybe Tom needs to try some drugs. It might get him right, says the texter.
At this point, I'm going to say that we'll try anything to help.
I've tried those gummy bears.
What gummy bears?
Did your gummy just kick in?
Yes. And I tried the shroom money. What do you call it? Gummy bears.
That's not the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Did you just say you done edibles?
He said he tried shroom gummy bears.
No.
I've never seen shroom gummy bears.
No, because you would be in therapy.
Mushroom gummy bears. That's what they were.
Well, there are certain type of mushrooms that are good for you and do not make you high. It's only a certain type of mushrooms that make you high.
Russ, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen shroom-based gummy bears. They're all marijuana-based.
Yeah.
No, they're shroom-based. And it's for your memory.
Oh,
it's for your memory that it's not anything that
me and Blake are just talking about what we've seen at the pharmacy. We didn't know that we wasn't talking about vitamin supplements. So.
Right, because what he was trying to allude to is psychotropic.
No.
And I've never seen gummies made from psychotropic mushrooms.
What's Aaron Rodgers take? The gummy bears?
Yeah, well,
are you saying you take what Aaron Rodgers takes?
Yeah.
You don't even know what it is?
That's ayahuasca, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got it from the dollar store. Give me a break.
Yeah.
From the dollar store.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
go.
Done.
That's where it all begins. Tom, your buddy Chris Christie is qualified for the 4th GOP debate.
I can't believe that, dude.
Isn't he still your guy?
Hanging in there, man.
He's still your guy, right?
No, it
That's
never
his
was.
guy.
Yes, it was.
Vavik is my guy.
Well, it's the way the three candidates that are left stand against our Federal Reserve. I can't even believe they all are in the same party. If you look, Vivek is against the Fed. Okay.
A national bank.
And what's her name? Boy, that was bad. What's her name? Haley. Haley is for the Fed.
Well, she's also for giving more money to Ukraine.
And Christie is overfed. So it's going to be a very mixed field along that, political
By the
line.
way,
I need a score sheet.
My personal opinion, now that we know that Ukraine blew up what's the name of the pipeline? The Russian pipeline. That they blew up the pipeline. When we started talking about this months ago, I'm like, why would Russia blow up their own pipeline? And then that pipeline, you know where the oil was going? To Europe. So Ukraine destroyed the pipeline and destroyed the source of oil going to Europe. And guess who helped them and trained the Ukrainian special forces that blew up that pipeline? Guess who trained them?
Us.
Us. And so after discovering all this, I don't think we should ever give Ukraine any more money. Ever, ever, ever give them not one penny. All right, we got good news of the day on the way this morning. Fog expected tonight into tomorrow morning. If you're going to be driving, please be safe. And, warming up to almost 70 coming up tomorrow. Check of the weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Exceptional construction and siding services. They also have seamless gutters. They can take care of your metal buildings. If you got roof damage from the hailstorms that we've had, they can take care of metal roofs or shingle roofs. Give them a call, 575-391-1430, or go to the website, Seminole Siding and Construction.com. Wrap up the text. Good news up next.
All right, one more from Lionel. He says, Tom is a moron. He's like a six-pack, but without the little plastic thing that keeps everything together, says Mr. Lionel. And that'll wrap up the text. B?
Thank you. I get one.
You said quickly.
That's what I get one.
One. Well, I do have.
That'll keep us on time.
Right.
Well, I've got one thing. Have you already talked, Kevin, about the New York Times headlines about sweeping raids, giant camps, and mass deportation? You already done that? Because I was just reading that headline on the text line, and I thought to myself, hey, I'm voting for him anyway. You don't have to sell me.
Yeah. Sounds like, hey, we're in great situation. So the next debate, I see Nikki Haley talking about voters are going to put their questions to the people that are participating in the debate. So I'm just wondering if Donald Trump is going to be at this debate.
I haven't heard that.
And does he have to?
No, he doesn't.
There's 3 left, right? So
he doesn't have to go to any of them.
Well, I mean, he's got such a lead that it's paying off that he's not there. and holds his own rallies, and more people see him at the rallies than they do these debates because the ratings are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Even though if he was there, I believe that the ratings would probably
he'd have
be better.
record ratings. What are you talking about? Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to the good news of the day, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Call them today. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. They can take care of all your insurance. Herschel Rustin Hayes, right across the street from Bob's Thriftway, Avenue D in Lovington, or 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
Okay, so there's two people that are helping cops in the news now. An Army veteran in Florida stopped a would-be carjacker, and held him there until the police got there. Then a former criminal risked his life to pull an injured cop to safety during a shootout in Houston on Saturday. The cop got hit in the leg, but he'll be okay. And a poll on charity work found most volunteers in the U.S. do it because they want to help others and have an impact on their local community. The average volunteer donates about $1,869 worth of their time every year. And here's some dedication. A book club in LA just finished their first book after reading and discussing it for 28 years. It's the novel Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce, and it's kind of one of the most difficult reads of all time. 628 pages. They started the club in 1995 and discussed it 1 page per month. So what are they going to do next? They have the same book all over again. And that, if you want to do James Joyce, just move to LA and you can do Finnegan's Wake. And that is your good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington. Tom, anything else before we go?
All right. So the Jeff is saying the best thing out of Ukraine is Mila Kunis. Now, she's the actress who married Ashton Kutcher.
Thank you for screwing both of them up.
Kutcher? Yeah. She married him. They got 2 kids now, by the way. They were both in the that TV show, the 70s show. Remember?
That 70s show.
Yeah.
So. And they reprised their role on the remake of that 90s show.
Oh, okay.
I mean, soon they'll be in 2020 show.
And she was in Ted, by the way.
She was what?
In the movie Ted. About the teddy bear? Yeah. Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
Right.
Wahlberg.
I love it when Tom reads in to tell everybody how much he knows, and all the facts are wrong. None of the names are right.
Mark Walkenberg. What the hell is a Walkenberg?
You know, his brother's a chef.
We got to go. We got to go. Tradio calls are coming in, and they're not all to fire Tom. 9:30. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Get in touch with Enrique Rocha today if you have problems with the air conditioner or the heater. He can take care of it. He's the guy that takes care of our air conditioners and does a great job. Is always fair with the pricing. By the way, if you need a new unit, he's got the financing that they can finance the next unit, always at the lowest possible price. Their number 575-631-1999, 631-1999. We'll see you tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of B and the Breakfast Club. God bless. Let's get updated with news. Tradio next.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Jim Miller. FEMA's now paid out a total of $116 million in claims for Hermit's Peak, Calf Canyon wildfire recovery. More than $84 million has gone to individuals and households. FEMA's been processing compensation claims for the largest wildfire in New Mexico's history. The fire sparked by a prescribed burn that spun out of control. More than 2,500 claimants have submitted claims to FEMA. So far, FEMA's paid out 610 payments. Over 570 individuals and households have received the payout, according to FEMA. 18 businesses, 5 nonprofits, 3 government entities, and 2 tribal entities have received payouts, according to FEMA. Food insecurity soaring in Sunland Park, Nona Ana County's southernmost community of about 17,400 people along the U.S.-Mexico border, but the need for food assistance far outpacing the resources of the main nonprofit working in the city to alleviate hunger. Several factors contributing to demand for food aid across southern New Mexico, including in Sunland Park. The bumper demand means that families and individuals who need help in this vibrant, mostly Hispanic and Latino border community receiving a basket of groceries about once every 6 months. Due to a rotation schedule, the nonprofit, the Southern New Mexico Project, was forced to implement the distribute its limited food allotment as fairly as possible. Lincoln County Sheriff's Office reporting that one of their deputies hit and killed a bull elk in the unit Sunday night. Patrol unit was significantly damaged from the crash, but the Sheriff's Office says no deputies were injured. The crash occurred in Glencoe, New Mexico on Highway 70 just after 8 in the evening. Sheriff Michael Wood wants to remind community members to drive safely. Says wildfires on the move and things can happen fast, he says. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
OMG, is that actually an egg frying on my hood?
No, I think it may be all those bugs stuck to your grill starting to cook. Ugh, hard to say. I can't see through the layers of desert dirt all over my windshield.
Wait, what is this? Am I pulling into a car wash? Oh, yeah!
We're gonna get so wet! Hey, we clean up nice.
Visit your local area Mighty Wash in West Texas, Hobbs, Carlsbad, and now open in Lovington, New Mexico. Be sure to ask about the Mighty Wash Unlimited plan, good at any Mighty Wash. Visit mymightywash.com for pricing and locations.
Hobbs Truck and Trailer specializes in heavy-duty and medium-duty truck and trailer repair. Don't forget to take them your light-duty trucks as well. They've been serving Lee County for 8 years, and they are now located in Hobbs. They can help you with your Titan and Garnett systems, as well as your pumps and tankers. If it's related to your truck or trailer, Hobbs Truck and Trailer can service it. Located at 3220 Northwest County Road in Hobbs, and available 24 hours at 575-433-4166. That's 433-4166.
Are you a caregiver of a friend or family member that could use some support? We're here for you. Introducing New Mexicare, a program dedicated to caring for our families. We offer significant financial assistance and comprehensive training to empower both caregivers and older adults to flourish in the comfort of home. To see if you're eligible to enroll in the program, visit newmex